1350 WOYK.
Onto the track, it is gone! It's gone!
Revs Baseball on WOYK is brought to you by PeoplesBank, WellSpan Sports Medicine, Shipley Energy, Maple Donuts, Broadway Transmission, Flying Feet, Dasher Investment Services, York Mitsubishi, Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, Rudders, Pennsylvania Lottery, Neighborhood SureSave Markets, PSECU, Kona Ice, Smith, Mayer and Little, York County Bar Association, and by Downtown Inc.
Swinging a ground ball, rolled to short, Dent's got it, throws, it's over! And the York Revolution are 2017 Atlantic League champions!
Now with the call of today's game, here's the voice of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution, Daryl Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from PeoplesBank Park here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 86 of York Revolution Baseball. I guess it'll end up being game number 87, as last night's game will be resumed tomorrow. More on that in just a bit. But first, the regularly scheduled Saturday night game in this series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry with you alongside Michael Mark Antonini. Welcome to Revs Baseball. And last night, I guess in order to earn a night like this, we paid the price. It was an absolute deluge here at PeoplesBank Park. For all the rain this season, last night, some of the hardest that we've seen, and not able to complete that game. But tonight we've got beautiful weather, big crowd making their way in, and many of whom are already in their seats for this one. As the Revs tonight have Telvin Nash in the lineup again, and for the first time since September 29th of last season, Alonzo Harris is in the Revs lineup. He was also signed yesterday. It was a day on which the Revs signed two of their all-time greats, returning both to a Revs uniform, and tonight both are in the lineup for the first time since last September. So a lot to be excited about, and Michael, certainly that is a reason to be excited here tonight. Both of those guys in there, and I think a lot of folks were very happy with the decision last night. As it turned out, we were right in speculating that both teams did want the opportunity to pick that game up where it left off, and the players that had big games won't be punished by the weather. Those stats will count. It's a close game. It's in the fifth inning, and the Atlantic League ruling that they were able to do that since both teams agreed on it. So we'll have that resumption tomorrow, and Telvin Nash's 2-home-run game will stand.
Yeah, it's awesome. Nash's 2-homer game stands, and also Michael Click's big night where he was setting records, or at least tying records, a couple different ones out of the bullpen for the Revs. So it's really good for those two guys, and it's not even like a selfish reason to want the game to be suspended so those guys can keep their stats. I mean, they earned it. They went out there and did what they did, and I think it made a lot of sense for both teams to suspend it. I think the league got it right, letting them do so. And for the Revs, look, the game wasn't official yet. Well, for either team, the game wasn't official, so you couldn't call it. But for both the teams, you're already in the fifth inning. To start over, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. For the Blue Crabs, they could, even though they were winning, they could come out flat if the game's completely restarted. Both teams would also have to figure out who they're going to start in that game, and more pitching to be used, and this lets you just kind of have to worry about 3 or 4 innings or so, and that's it. So I think the league definitely got it right, letting them continue, and that should be an interesting scenario tomorrow. First time that we're seeing a suspended game, but can't look ahead too much. Got to go out there and tonight, and with Mitch Atkins taking the ball, you got to feel confident.
That's right, and the Revs, when that game resumes tomorrow, they will also be trying to complete their biggest comeback since August of 2016. They were down 6-0 early in that game. It was suspended, down 7-6 in the fifth. But tonight, it is Mitch Atkins, 7-4, 4.21 ERA. And at Sugar Land in his last start, he was excellent again. He got back on track, but a no decision in his start in Texas on Tuesday night. But right-hander Paul Clemens will go for the Blue Crabs in this one, 1-6 with an ERA of 6.10. And we will take a timeout here in the pregame. When we come back, some of the highlights from last night and some of the records that were set. It was a record-setting night on a night where The game was halted about halfway through, but we'll detail all of that for you. We'll hear from Mace coming up here shortly. First pitch tonight here on a beautiful night in York. It is set for 6:30 here at PeoplesBank Park on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com.
Want to give your child the best birthday ever without hosting, planning, or cleanup work? Book a Kona Ice birthday party at PeoplesBank Park. Parties include a 2-hour feast, goodie bags for all guests, and Penn State Children's Hospital playground wristbands. The birthday child gets a custom Revs jersey, a ceremonial first pitch, and a customized Revs birthday cake. Birthdays in the Kona Ice birthday zone during a Revs game. Best birthday ever. Details at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
When your kids are bored, your garage is overflowing, and your patio furniture is on its last legs, you need Penn Dutch Structures. Our selection of Amish-crafted sheds, swing sets, gazebos, and outdoor furniture includes everything you need to play, relax, and entertain all year long. Shop our impressive selection of in-stock structures or work with our professionals to customize a made-to-order structure that meets all your needs. Visit Penn Dutch Structures on site at the Markets at Shrewsbury, located off I-83 on the Susquehanna Trail. That's Penn Dutch Structures on site at the Markets at Shrewsbury.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Buying or selling? The auction houses of Dover and Mount Royal have you covered. From selling full estates to taking consignments on good, clean merchandise. Join us for weekly in-house auctions at Mount Royal. With food served during weekly auctions and 3 certified appraisers on staff, our friendly and courteous team will make the process easy and enjoyable. We offer a great deal on real estate, selling at 3% instead of real estate agents' commission rate of 6%. For more information, visit our Facebook page, call us at 717-963-3190, or visit our websites at www.theauctionhouseofdover.com and www.mtroyalauction.com.
York Country Day School is an independent college preparatory school. It inspires and nurtures the innovative and creative spirit of students as they pursue their intellectual promise. At York Country Day School, students are known and valued, which allows them to engage as compassionate, bold, and active citizens as they identify a purpose outside of themselves and generate the call to better the world. York Country Day School is currently enrolling students beginning at age 2 years, 7 months through grade 12. We invite you to visit for a day and stay for the education of a lifetime. For more information, visit www.ycds.org.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Last night, a memorable night, a historic night for the Revs in a game that hasn't even completed yet. But if you weren't with us last night, some of the highlights beginning with Telvin Nash's triumphant return to York in the bottom of the first. Last year in 48 games with York, hit .282, hit for average as well, 16 bombs in 48 games. Pitch is swung on, hit deep to left field, way back and gone! Telvin Nash, his first at bat, back at PeoplesBank Park. Are you kidding me? His 45th home run with the Revs. He's into a tie for third in Revs history. And welcome back to the big fella. The Revs are on the board. That didn't take long. Yeah, the 45th homer of his Revs career. He wasn't done yet. But meanwhile, Michael Click affording the offense a chance to come back. Going in again. Pitch is swung on and missed. He strikes out the side. A cutter, foul tip held on to. Strikes out the side, and 5 of the last 6. And there will be Moz sticks on this Friday, August 3rd. It's a 1-2-3 inning.
Cruz wants it low and away. 0-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Slider exactly where Cruz wanted it, low and away. Another punch out from Michael Click. Give him 7 in the game. And he's retired 10 in a row. 1-1 pitch coming from Click. Here it is. Fly ball, shallow center field. Wellington Dotel is in, but it's Ryan Dent, the shortstop, a few steps into center to make the catch. 12 in a row retired by Michael Click.
Yeah, and the 12 in a row, a new Revs record for a reliever in a single game. His 7 strikeouts tying a record that has stood for over a decade. May of 2008, Nick McCurdy struck out 7 in a game in Bridgeport. Click tying that record last night. Then in the 5th, completing the path to within 1 run at least. The comeback effort will continue tomorrow. Telvin Nash moving ahead of Scott Grimes into 3rd by himself in Revs history.
2-2 on Nash. Mesa at first. The pitch, fly ball out to deep right field. Going back on it is Teodoro Martinez, and he'll just watch it fly. A 2-run home run for Telvin Nash. How about that for a debut, big fella? 3 for 3, a pair of 2-run homers. A double, 3 runs scored. And the deficit is now 1. Telvin Nash, a multi-homer game in his season debut. Give him 46 in his Revs career. He goes to left his first at bat, a double to right center his second time up. And why not for an encore? A line drive, 2-run shot over the wall in right.
Yeah, what a game. It'll pick up tomorrow. And he also now has 30 home runs at PeoplesBank Park in his Revs career, which is 3rd most in Revs history. The multi-home run game, the 3rd of his Revs career, and he is the 9th player in franchise history to do that. The first since Andres Perez hit his 3rd multi-home run game with the Revs back in 2016. So a lot of good stuff going on in a game that isn't even finished yet, and we'll hear from Mace about that on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report coming up. That and tonight's matchup and tonight's lineup. He's got Harris in at the top. So Mitchell moves down into more of an RBI spot in the order, and we'll hear about that and much more coming up. As first pitch is just a few moments away, Mace joins us coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace. Well, last night we had, first of all, quite the comeback effort, but then with the game suspended, I think a lot of people probably were happy about that with the progress that had been made, especially offensively in that game. What was the process like of the two managers and getting that approved to pick that up where it left off tomorrow?
Well, when the game was over, when it got called at that point, I came up in the clubhouse and I called Frizz, Southern Maryland's manager, and I said, how do you feel about just picking it up where we left off instead of playing, 2 7-inning games on Sunday? And he agreed with me. I mean, for a lot of reasons. I mean, number one, it's easier on your pitching staff, but secondly, there were some guys that had some really good nights for both teams, and if we were to wipe that out, that would all get scratched. So we just felt it's a one-run game. It's the bottom of the fifth. I mean, that's ample time. It's basically like a tie game at that point, as far as we're concerned. So, so we just decided that we would. Approach it that way, and I called Gibby, and Gibby was in agreement with it because the two managers were in agreement, and then they reached out to Rick, and Rick White said it was fine. So we'll pick it up right there tomorrow, bottom of the fifth, 1 out, and 1 ball, no strikes on Dotel.
Well, everybody was buzzing about what Talvin Nash did in his first game back, and obviously the production was extremely impressive. But what was the most impressive part to you, given that he really hadn't faced live pitching, at least in a game situation, in some time?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest thing for me. I know that he comes in and he expects to do really well, but I mean, nobody expects a guy to go deep twice, one to left field, one to right field, a double mixed in, and his first at bat last night, he hits a home run, and the last at bat in his ballpark, he hit a home run last year to win the championship. So that's a pretty good way to get started. But Talvin, he's excited to be here. We're excited to have him, and that's a really big night that he had last night, and he'll get a chance to continue that tomorrow in that particular game. But you don't anticipate guys are going to hit multiple home runs in games all the time. So, but it was nice to see him come out and get off to a good start, and it was a big lift for us too, and helped put us right back in the game.
With the two guys that you brought back yesterday, and we'll see Harris tonight. I mean, obviously the impact on the field, but what about out here in the clubhouse and lightening the mood and all of that?
Oh, it's definitely light. There's no doubt about that. Now, there's a lot of laughing out here. I mean, our clubhouse is usually good year in and year out, but we got Jay Goss. I mean, Jay drove back up because he's doing some rehab here, and we're hoping we can get him back in there too. But then when you add Harris and Nash and some of the guys that were here last year with them, our clubhouse is pretty funny. So you got to have a tough skin to be in here. But there's a lot of things said that would probably be pretty offensive to some people. But up here it's like family, and everybody ribs each other, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, it was you're trying to pull off a big comeback when that game begins tomorrow, and I know Severino, not the start that he wanted. What did you think was going on there?
It was hard to tell. It just seemed like the velocity was down a little bit, and granted, we were coming off of the airplane and the trip back from Sugar Land and all that, so I mean, that might have had some bearing in it as well. And then it just looked like everything was up in the zone and just not his normal stuff last night for whatever reason. And then you got to tip your cap to Michael Click. I mean, because he comes in and he rides through basically 4+, 4 2/3, whatever it was, and and kept us in the game. So gave us a chance to come back. So Mike's had a great week. I mean, Click's had a great week. He had a big spot start for us down in Sugar Land on Monday, and then come in yesterday on 3 days rest and did a great job.
Well, with tonight's game, obviously you've got Harris in there tonight. He makes his season debut. So Mitchell, who's done a great job getting on for you at the top, you move him down kind of in the middle. What does that do to the overall lineup, the depth of it, the impact that has on other guys as a whole unit?
Well, I think with the lineup that we have right now, there's really no breather in there. I think we have a really tough lineup. I've had other players from other teams, tell me that, it's pretty tough to get through that. So, Mitch did a great job leading off. I think Mitch is more of a guy that would hit in the middle of the lineup anyway. I think he wants to drive the ball. He wants to, hit for power. He wants to do those kind of things. So you can do that as a leadoff hitter sometimes, but it's just maybe just a little get you out of your game a little bit when you're trying to do some things that you normally wouldn't. So, we're going to move him down in the middle. We know he has power and he can drive the ball in the gaps and he can run well. So, and I mean, Harris led off last year, so we know what he can do up there. He can hit home runs and he can bunt and he can bring a lot of things to the table. So, I like our lineup. We'll add a couple more pieces probably within the next few days, and then I think offensively we're going to be about where we're going to be for the rest of the year, and then just let the guys go play and have fun.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very nice job, a quartet on our national anthem tonight. Revs have taken the field for tonight's game. A beautiful night finally, and as Saturday nights are always the biggest nights in baseball or any sport. It's the weekend, and of the first 8, 5 had been impacted by rain in some fashion. It has been without question the most frustrating season in memory in that regard, but tonight we have been given a wonderful night weather-wise and a big crowd on hand for this one as the Revs have the return of Alonzo Harris and Talvin Nash in the lineup tonight. Certainly not a stretch to say that yesterday on one day they brought back 2 of their all-time greats. And it may sound strange since what they've done has come in recent years. You think of the words all-time and you think of, well, maybe 8 or 10 years ago, but nope, these guys are 2 of the all-time greats that have come through there, and both in tonight. Mitch Atkins going through his warm-ups to start this one. Blue Crabs lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Teodoro Martinez in right field will lead things off. Edwin Garcia at shortstop bats second. Frank Martinez at third base will hit third. The cleanup hitter is John Griffin doing the DHing. Angeles Nina in left field hits fifth. Angelo Sonko is at first base batting sixth. Corey Vaughn in center field hits seventh. Craig Maddox will do the catching and bat eighth. And Francisco Rosario is at second base hitting ninth. Again, Martinez, Garcia, Martinez, Griffin, Nina, Sonko, Vaughn, Maddox, and Rosario for the Blue Crabs. Same lineup as last night. And that lineup facing Atkins, who's 7-4. And it was the first in the league to 7 wins. Now Rainey Lara of New Britain has 8. But Atkins tied with a host of others, including Rob Carson with 7, 1 off the league lead. 4.21 ERA. His last start against the Blue Crabs was a gem. It was a complete game shutout, 10 Ks. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch swung on and missed by Teodoro Martinez. We are underway tonight. A 6:33 start time as Atkins gets ahead with his fastball. That is one of his bread and butter traits. He winds. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a foul back upstairs. Martinez hitting .293. And the stats from last night don't officially go in until the game is completed tomorrow, but to open the series, he was 2 for 3 with a double last night. Blue Crabs in their blue camo again. Revs the home white. The pitch, it is down and away, 1-2. Luis Cruz back there with Atkins tonight, blocking that one. Umpiring crew, Jorge Terran, the balls and strikes. Silvio Martinez at first. Brian DeBrouwer, the crew chief, is at third base. Atkins ready, winds, fires, and a swing of the line drive, sock to left, right at Wellington. Dotel, though, hit pretty hard, but Dotel didn't even have to lift a foot, and he squeezes it for the game's first out.
He stayed planted right there, waited for it to get to him. I thought for a second it almost seemed too good to be true that he didn't have to move. I thought he was maybe the ball was going to be over his head and he was just trying to deke Teodoro, but that was right at him.
He's one of the best dekers, if you will.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he plays it with the glove fake, plays the ball off the wall so well. Even if it's not off the wall and over his head, he really gives the runner a tough time of seeing it.
Here is Edwin Garcia, nailed on the first pitch, hit him right in the buttocks. He had no chance to get out of the way. Garcia on the hit by pitch gives the Blue Crabs their first base runner of the night. By the way, 89 degrees at game time, sunny, no clouds, been beautiful all day. Weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. And for once, they can be proud of this one.
Yeah, it was great weather tonight. It's almost weird to have such great weather here.
Well, we've had 43 home dates, or maybe 41 openings of the ballpark at home this year. 19 have been impacted in some way by rain. We've had 7 rainouts, already the most in franchise history. Here's Frank Martinez, pitch from Atkins. It is just off the corner away. Martinez, who, when the stats go in, will have a 5th home run. Hit it last night, 2 for 3. 10th in the league in hitting at 307. He's hit 350 against York. Switch hitter, all-star selection, 1-0. And a swing and a miss. A cutter from Atkins. He tried to clear the hips and turn and yank it, and came up empty. Martinez was in the American Association with Gary last year. 6 years in the A's system, reaching Double-A, 5 years in the Frontier League as well, as Atkins throws over. Garcia back standing. Does have 5 steals for the year. Atkins the stretch, and a move to first, diving back again. Is Garcia. Nash handling that throw. The Revs defense, it's Dotel in left, Harris is in center, Mitchell in right. Henry Castillo at third tonight, Dan at short, Casilla at second, Nash at first, Cruz behind the plate. Now the 1-1, swinging a ground ball to first. Nash, it's fair, it deflects off his glove, and he will not be able to recover for a play. And that'll be an error on Nash, first and second with 1 out. And he was kind of caught in between there, right along the line. He was peeking to see where the runner was, and on the short hop it glanced off the glove and deflected away, one that he'll be the first to tell you he should have had.
I thought that ball was in his glove, and it was going to be not an easy throw down to second, but he had plenty of time to get it there for what could have been a 3-6 double play, but just, like you mentioned, caught in between there and didn't look the ball the way in.
Man, he really is a good first baseman, but charged with the air there. Here's John Griffin, the DH. First pitch is just inside. Griffin, in 32 games played, hitting .281, 7 home runs, 16 driven in. He had been sidelined for multiple weeks with an upper body injury, but able to get back on the field. Pitch is across and apparently high. Atkins stepping in rhythm after his follow through to the plate, all of a sudden paused, and in absolute disbelief that he didn't get that one. 2 balls, no strikes. Griffin, the former Long Island Duck, New Britain B, the pitch. He swings and misses. And an excellent cutter there. Started strike, tailed off the plate, and there was nothing left when Griffin swung at it.
Anything you can do to stay low and away from John Griffin, a guy with plenty of power, and he will make you pay if you go up in the zone, get one middle in. Good pitch away there from Mitch.
He is 5 for 12 with a home run against York. The pitch, swings, lines it left field. Dotel coming in and reaches down thigh high to make the grab, and he fires to second, and Garcia just got back. Dotel let it fly, and Garcia just got back, going in standing up. He might have been surprised at how quickly Wellington got that throw into second.
I think he was, because it wasn't like he was lollygagging back to the bag, but he didn't make a sprint or slide in either. And then all of a sudden, Dotel just rifled it in. It was close.
The throw that Dotel made in Sugar Land 2 nights ago that went for naught, the disputed play at the plate, it was a missile. And he certainly can unleash a throw. Here's Nina. He swings, chops a foul over by the third base dugout. 2 on, 2 out. Atkins looking for a scoreless first inning. Nina overall at 278 with Southern Maryland 312. It's been a good pickup for them, getting everyday playing time with the Blue Crabs. 0-1, and he reaches in the dirt, blocked over to the left by Cruz, far enough away that both runners can move up. It's a swinging strike, a wild pitch on it, and it's second and third now with 2 outs, 2 strikes on the hitter.
No big deal right there. Yeah, you get 2 guys in the scoring position to deal with now instead of 1, but any indication of that last pitch from Atkins, he's more than capable of getting out of this and not having to worry about the runners.
No balls, 2 strikes. Nina, versatile guy, infield and outfield. The pitch, breaking ball away as Cruz slides over in front of it.
Nina's a good guy to have on really any team because of that versatility, and he can also swing the bat a little bit. The average keeps creeping up for him. He was mainly playing second for New Britain, and now has played some good amount of outfield lately for Southern Maryland.
Shadows right at Atkins' feet. Most of the field in sunlight. The stretch, the 1-2, and a swing and a pop-up foul back toward the roof. The Revs officially trying to end a 3-game skid still, 10-12 in the second half. Southern Maryland 8-13. They've dropped 9 of their last 12. Revs are 23-19 at home. This is a 6-game homestand. New Britain in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now Atkins ready. The 1-2. And it runs outside. Good pitch, but Nina doesn't bite on it. Revs their first 3-game skid since the start of July. They have gone 7-4 against Southern Maryland, 2-0 at home. This is only the Blue Crabs' second visit. Pitch. Right there, strike 3 called. Atkins paints the outside corner at the knees. 90 miles an hour as he marches off a scoreless top of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 error and 2 left. And we've played a half inning tonight. It's the Blue Crabs, nothing, the Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
No score. Revs come to bat against right-hander Paul Clemens here in the bottom of the first inning. The York lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Alonzo Harris will lead off in center field. Alexi Casillas, second base, bats second. Melky Mesa will DH and hit third. Hitting cleanup is Telvin Nash at first base. Wellington Dotel in left field hitting fifth. Jared Mitchell in right will bat sixth. Then Luis Cruz catching, Ryan Dent short, Henry Castillo at third. Here's Alonzo's welcome back. Not only did the Revs get two of their all-time greats back yesterday, certainly in recent years, but two fan favorites as well. Harris leads things off. He's wearing number 7 here in his second tour of duty. And Clemens' first pitch. It is over for a strike. Alonzo taking all the way. So the impact on the lineup, Mitchell moves down to 6th, more of an RBI spot. Harris, Atlantic League Player of the Year, Baseball America's Independent League's Player of the Year. 0-1. And a breaking ball, it's a called strike. Good one from Clemens, big break on it. As Alonzo kisses his bat. No balls, 2 strikes. He had been in Mexico. There's the wind and the pitch. And a breaking ball away. Alonzo checks, holds up. They appeal down to first. On Twitter, he's a must follow.
He's a good one?
Yeah. And it was almost like...
Bring out my phone right now. I'll give him a follow.
It was like a LeBron decision from several years ago where he's taking polls on where he should go.
That's awesome.
There's the 1-2 and a foul tip to the net. And when he tweeted out where he was going, he said, 3 words on my mind, back to back, with a trophy on his tweet. Last year, the 6th player in league history, first since '09 to have 20 or more homers, 30 or more steals. Pitch is down low, breaking ball. It's 2-2. Now in Mexico, you could be an incredible talent, but they have limited number of spots for players out of the country. Pitch here is outside. It's 3-2. And when the team struggles, and Ricardo Gomez told us about this on an interview last year, they start to cut money, and Harris was released. There's the wind, the 3-2, and it's down low, and he's got an on-base percentage of 1,000. Heads to first, a leadoff walk. And get ready to watch him run when he gets the chance.
That was a great plate appearance right there. Down 0-2, checked the swing, took a couple pitches, patient approach, fouled one off. And now are we going to see him on second in a couple pitches?
Oh, you might. There's a good chance.
Maybe third, too?
You might. And 31 steals last year. He was the first Rev to lead the league in runs scored since Scott Grimes. Here's Alexi. And there he goes. First pitch, a fake bunt, strike called, throw to second, no chance. He's in head first on a one-hop throw. Stolen base number 32 in his Revs career. And that didn't take long.
It's that easy, isn't it? Wow. That's such a huge asset. Even if a guy like that isn't hitting, which I'm sure that's not going to be the case and hasn't been the case in the past, he's always hit. I mean, last year, his only year here, but if he finds ways on walks, hit by pitches, errors, he's going to score runs.
Oh, yeah. And now, will he steal again, or will Alexi advance him himself? Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Last year, we kept referencing, like, first player to do this, or first leadoff hitter to do this since Scott Grimes, and that's when, you know, you've got a special guy at the top. He is at second. 0-2 on Casilla. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and in the dirt. Throw down to first base. will complete the out. And I think Alexi there clearly was trying to pull one and move him to third, and a couple of big breaking balls from Clemens. He wasn't able to make contact on it.
So it's all right, you know. Just have Harris steal third, and then no problem.
Now he might.
But it even looked like Alonso wanted to go on that throw down to first on the drop third, but would have been a little bit too early to try that out.
And now Melky Mesa, who does the DHing tonight. Mesa is 6th in the league in hitting, 320, 11 home runs, 3rd in slugging. Clemens stretches, a look back, first pitch, breaking ball misses away. Now, the one thing that Mace mentioned yesterday, this lineup before Harris and Nash, the rest of it, that you're adding these guys to, might be better than the one that won the championship last year. They didn't have Melky, didn't have Dotel. Tejeda is still lingering out there inactive as Clemens lifts the leg, turns, and looks Harris back. Clemens, by the way, 1-6, 6.10 ERA. Revs have yet to see him. Now the stretch. And the 1-0. Breaking ball misses outside. No score here in the first inning. Mesa trying to drive home Alonso with the first run of the night. Clemens 14 outings, 11 starts, 59 innings, 69 strikeouts, but he's struggled to a 1-6 record. Opponents have hit 291. And now Mesa asks for time and backs out. Melky 3rd in the league in slugging. And with increased on base, hopefully, increased pitches to hit for these guys in the middle. There goes Zoe, and Mesa swings and fouls it back upstairs. And it is 2-2. He had third base stolen, but you already have a strike on you. Tough to lay off a good one to hit. Or did I miss something? Was that only 2-0? Board only has strike one up.
I think it was only 2-0.
Well, anyway, you got one that looked good to hit. Tough to fault him there. And I don't know how often a batter really sees the runner at second go and completely processes that, because you're focused on the pitcher. Now look back. Second baseman lingering close. 2-1 is swung on, lifted behind first. Sonko out. Martinez in from right. Runs it down near the line. Crosses into foul ground. And he'll rainbow a throw into third base. Alonso has to stay at second with 2 outs.
It's a heck of a play by Teodoro coming in on that ball. Really had to read it right away that it was in. And he just got there.
All right, 2 down, and for a lot of folks now, first time that they're seeing Telvin Nash back in a Revs uniform. Big crowd here on this Saturday night. And Telvin, last night, 3 for 3, 2 two-run homers, a double, 3 runs scored, 4 driven in. That was all.
And he's a big fan of his walk-up song, too. Told me, whatever it is, keep it.
Yeah. Don't mess with a thing. As Clemens steps off, it really is incredible that he did all that with not having faced a live pitcher in a game situation in a couple of months. He'd been in training in Canada, and he looks outstanding as Clemens steps off. Had others ask me, does he look slimmer to you this year? And that was the first thing I thought when I saw him. Former Clemens can't get on the page with Maddox here. Nash, former defensive end and linebacker recruit to the U. Wow, he's a specimen. And I remember especially early in his Revs career, especially the first year, he really played baseball with a football mentality. First pitch curveball is over for a strike. He still does, but I think there were some guys on other teams that didn't quite know how to take that, especially the first year. Now guys around the league know him and know he's a great human being as well. There's the stretch, the 0-1. Breaking ball and a little bit low. Seems to be Clemens' go-to pitch. Seen a lot of curves in the first inning, and he does have a big hook on it. So Nash is hitting 3,000, right now. Is that how that works?
I wish.
There's the 1-1 swing, and he pops it up. Foul ground from first. It's Sonko coming in. Pitcher Clemens went over, and Sonko's got it. In foul ground a few steps in from first base. Inning is over. Harris left on at second after the leadoff walk. And we'll have the first Superstars appearance of the night between innings. Going to the second here tonight in York. It is a scoreless game.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Head of the second inning tonight. It is a scoreless game here early. We had Tim T-Bull and Monkey Mantle performing from the Superstars in between innings.
I think Tim T-Bull's stuck right now. I don't...
No, he's T-Bulling.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like I don't know, that could have been an ACL based on the way the leg was bending there.
That would not be good.
No.
Now, he was T-Bulling.
Okay.
He was in prayer. As Mitch Atkins completes his warm-ups. Mitch is a vet, obviously, and he's been through this before. It's a little bit longer in between innings, and the starter will stay in the dugout until partway through the performance, but we make an exception for that tonight. These are, this is one of the top traveling acts in not only minor league baseball, but they perform at big league parks as well. And they're out for, I don't know if it's the Fanatic's birthday. I saw they were in Philadelphia recently.
How do I get involved in that? Sounds like a quick buck.
I don't know. How's that is that helpful?
No, not as much. I wanted a little bit more detail.
There's Angelo Sonko who takes a strike. Now a scoreless game. Blue Crabs left second and third in the first. Revs left Harris at second. Pitch is inside a ball. Atkins a hit batter, and then one other runner reaching on an error in the first inning. No hits in the game. 1-1. And a swing and a pop fly lifted to left. Dotel measures it, walks in a couple steps, and makes the play. He's been busy early. That's the third out that's going his way out of the first 4.
That'll work, though. I mean, no matter where they hit him, Dotel busy. And I've been really impressed all season with how he's handled left field. And you consider the other Revs defenders out there. Mitchell's awesome in right, Spoon's been great in center, and now Harris back, and maybe arguably the best of that four-man group right there. But Dotel has really come on strong with his defense. Just maybe a little bit overshadowed by the other guys, but it's not because he can't handle that position. It's just because the other guys are so talented.
Right, here is Corey Vaughn, our K-man tonight. He foul tips the first one against the net. Up there swinging at the first pitch. He may not want to get to 2 strikes with K-man status. Vaughn hitting .207, 5th in the league, 12 home runs. Here's the 0-1. And he lines it down the line in left field toward the big wall, and it hits it on the fly. On the lower portion of the Nemesis, held to a single, though, as Dotel handles the carom, fires a strike into second. It hits right on the Revs ballpark pass sign, which is on the lower left corner of the Nemesis.
Once again, Dotel with that glove fake. I thought it was a foul ball because of the fake, what he was doing, but he played that again pretty well.
I know, we need to learn his fakes, because sometimes he fakes us out. Here's Craig Maddox, the catcher. And Atkins the pitch, fastball down low. Maddox, a very unique stance. He stands upright, hands are held low and out in front of his body, a wide open stance facing the pitcher. 5'11" left-hand hitter. Earlier this year, he was with the expansion Chicago Dogs in the American Association. A throw over and Vaughn diving back. He can steal some bags. He's got 9. But Maddox has been with Stan Clyburn for years. He was with Stan when he managed in Southern Maryland, then to New Britain. He was a player hitting coach for him. Stan's now in Chicago. It's the 1-0, and it just missed away. Clyburn is the bench coach for Butch Hobson. Ruby Silva ended up there as well.
Yeah, I was scrolling through Twitter one day and saw Silva in the Dogs lineup. Bounced around a couple of the independent leagues this year.
Atkins ready. The 2-0. And a ground ball right to first. Nash has it. Throws to second. Dent is there. Back. Double play. 3-6-3 double play. And it was not an easy one. Nash squatting way down to handle it. He was looking into the setting sun. And then he arced the throw to Dent over the runner so that it would get there to second and back to first in time. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. He handled that one beautifully. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Revs and Blue Crabs scoreless.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gaush. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
No score. We Go to the bottom of the second inning. If you ever want a good laugh, watch the music video to that on YouTube.
What video are we talking about?
That would be Mick Jagger. Back in his prime, as Wellington Dotel leads off. If you want to see some MTV or VH1 classics that you just can't believe, first pitch to Dotel is down low. It'll be Dotel, Mitchell, and Cruz. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Alonzo Harris leadoff walk, stole second, but the Revs unable to bring him home in the first. Pitch is swung on and missed. Dotel climbing the ladder with Clemens, who seems to have good stuff. That fastball at 93. We've seen a big breaking curveball. He's had really good tilt on tonight. Clemens 6'3", 215, 30-year-old righty. He was at Double-A with the Twins last year. And he fires. That's inside, 2-1. He was in 17 games, did make 8 starts last year. 3-0 with a 2.87 ERA for the Chattanooga Lookouts, but was not retained. The wind, the 2-1, and a liner foul. It hit the netting against the Revs' first base dugout, so that's one that the netting extension saves here in 2018. Last time out, Clemens 4 1/3, only 1 run, struck out 6, and had a chance at his second win, but got ejected before the 5th inning was over. He fires, and a swing and a foul against the net again.
Yeah, what are you going to do? It happens. You don't usually see that from a starting pitcher that often during their start.
It was against Long Island. You know who else got thrown with him?
Who's that?
Frizz.
No, that's not uncommon.
He has some good arguments. The 2-2. And a punch shot on the ground at second, inside-out swing fairly sharply, but on one hop to Rosario, he throws to first. So Dotel grounds to second, trying to go other way, but Clemens gets him out.
Well, you know what's funny? My boy Brett Shanker, who works for the Blue Crabs, shout out to Brett if he's listening to the broadcast by any chance, but he sent me a picture one day of a picture of Frizz mid-argument before one of his ejections. He's got it up on the wall in his office down in Southern Maryland. That's good stuff.
Brett does, or Frizz?
Yeah, Brett does. Brett has it in his office, the picture of Frizz.
Here's Jared Mitchell, swings, fouls the first one back.
He might have a collection of all the ejections. I don't know.
Joe Dahl has more than one, I know, that has made the rounds on WOYK post-game social media. Mitchell at 274, 4 homers. Moved down to 6th in the order tonight. Here's the 0-1, and a fastball a little low. Mace was saying on our pregame tonight that sometimes when you ask a guy to lead off, they start focusing on getting on base, and it takes them a little bit out of some of the other things that they do well. And Mitchell now back into more of an RBI spot, which he has certainly done in the past. The pitch, swings, chops a foul into the Revs' first base dugout, 1-2.
And a guy who easily has another hot streak in him this season. And now that he has moved down in the order, and that looks like it's going to be a regular thing from now on with Zoe back up top, it's going to be a chance for Mitchell to settle in and really start spraying the ball all around the field with guys on base. He can do that in a leadoff role, but no one ahead of him.
No score here in the second inning, 1-2 the count. Clemens delivers, breaking ball down and in. Clemens is from Columbia, South Carolina, went to college, Lewisburg College in North Carolina. The Giants drafted him after 1 year, but he elected to stay in school. He was a 36th round pick of the Giants, and the decision to stay paid off. The following year, the Braves took him in the 7th round, so he gained 29 rounds. Now fires, and a swing and a foul back over the roof. that means a bigger paycheck.
Sure.
As well.
And a lot of times with college players, they know that they're going to get drafted maybe after their junior year if you go to a D1 school, or for guys that go to JUCOs even after their freshman or sophomore year. But for a lot, it really pays off to stay that extra year, or maybe even extra 2 years for some guys, and move a lot of ways up the draft board.
Here's another 2-2. Curveball lined to right field and dropping and in. First hit for the Revs. Mitchell, hard turn, digging for two. Martinez throw. It's a hustle double. He slides in, and Jared Mitchell, a double for the Revs' first hit of the night. He got it off the end of the bat, kind of a looping liner that landed in front of Martinez, who had to come in, but with Mitchell's hustle, he didn't come in hard enough.
Yeah, Jared knew that, and Martinez took his time. Jared, a really sharp turnaround first base right there. He wanted that out of the box. Now the extra step from the left side out of the box helps, but that was all hustle right there.
And now Luis Cruz, who last night did extend his hitting streak to 11. The game, even though it's going to be completed tomorrow, will have an official game date of yesterday. This will still end up being the second game of this series tonight. First pitch to Cruz. It's a curveball and a called strike. Luis factoring in what he did last night, that average now up to 267. The 11-game streak, the third longest for the Revs this season. I saw where Long Island's Emilio Bonifacio was in the midst of like a 23-gamer, and now he's on the suspended list. He was a breaking ball outside, 1-1.
Things can change pretty quickly.
Yeah. And I believe that was due to an overseas opportunity for him. The Ducks also lost top starter Bennett Perry to Taiwan. Here's the stretch. Couple looks back, and Mitchell getting a little more. Now the 1-1, and a swing and a bouncer right side. That'll move him up. Rosario has to range to his left, and Cruz is hurt. Throw to first. Records the out, and Cruz stops halfway down to first base, put his hands on his knees, stopped running. Mace is coming out to check on him. Chong not far behind. Sandy De Leon as well. Last night, Cruz, that hard dive at the plate, was slow to get up from that, and he stayed in the game, so I forgot to ask Mace about anything regarding that tonight, but I thought when it happened, maybe like a bruised knee or something, and I'm wondering if that bothered him right there more than he ever expected tonight.
Well, last night he was grabbing behind his leg. It looked like he was grabbing the hamstring area. My first thought was maybe it could have been something with his back based on the way he put his hands on his hips, and he just did that there. And I was surprised to see him come back out last night, considering you had Roger Diaz on the bench, and yeah, you burn your backup catcher that early in the game, but it must not have been anything crazy last night, because Mason, this staff is usually pretty cautious with guys.
Now here is Dent, runner at third, 2 outs. First pitch curve misses high. Dent at 251, 9 homers, 35 driven in. And including last night, where he had a key base hit, he is hit safely in 4 in a row now. A 1-0. That breaks down and away.
Oh, by the way, my boy Brett texted me, said thanks for the shout out.
Oh, nice.
Had a feeling he might be listening with the Crabs in town.
Very nice. 2-0 on Dent. Revs trying to strike first tonight. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the mitt of Maddox. So we'll see. Cruz is trying to walk it off in the dugout. I think they motion toward the Revs bullpen to make sure that Diaz would be ready, but we'll see. It's like Diaz is stretching out in the dugout and does have the shin guards on, so I think he's going to be in. On the 2-1, swing and a miss. Fastball at 93 from Clemens. If the catcher does change, I'm sure that, can't see it from here, but I'm sure Atkins is hurriedly going over what he wants to do with Diaz. No score. Mitchell at third, 2 outs. He doubled with 1 out. Moved up on Cruz's ground ball. And Cruz is going to go upstairs and get looked at. Pitch to Dent is fouled back. He's got his catcher's bag over his shoulder, and Chong will follow him up the dugout steps and maybe head up and get some ice on whatever it is right away.
It had been a while since Chong has been busy, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But that hurts. Catcher, all of a sudden over the past couple weeks, has become a really banged up position when the Revs at one point this year, about the All-Star break, only had used 2 catchers.
2-2. Breaking ball, down and away, good layoff.
Or it was about, I think, maybe a week or so before the All-Star break. It was only Cruz and Clark. And then that's when Diaz came in, and then Tejeda after the break, and now Diaz back. But Cruz has been one of the healthiest guys on the team this year.
And leaving the game tonight, 0 for 1, that's going to end his streak. There's the stretch from Clemens. The 3-2, swinging a foul tip, glanced off the glove of Maddox and back to the backstop.
So is he still technically on an 11-game hitting streak until tomorrow's game is complete, and then it goes back to 0?
Correct.
Even though it would technically end right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
how about that?
In the case of the streak, we know that he extended that last night.
Right.
Not anything that would be in question heading into tomorrow, so it'll end at 11. Clemens shaking off 5 times 6. How many pitches does he have? And Dent finally backs out. Now ready. Here's the 3-2. And it's inside. Dent draws the walk. First and third. And Henry Castillo will try to draw first blood tonight. Paul Clemens, an all-star at Double-A in the Braves system, but in 2011, when he was in the midst of a fine year, the Braves traded him to Houston as part of a 5-player trade at the deadline, which brought Michael Bourne back to Atlanta. The Braves sent Clemens with Jordan Schaefer, Brett Oberholzer, and Juan Abreu to Houston. Pitch to Castillo, wild, and here comes Mitchell from third, throw to the pitcher, late, he slides in. Revs have struck first, it's 1-0, and now breaking for third is Dent, and that's because Mitchell and Clemens are having words at the plate, and they're going to have to be separated as the benches slowly start to empty.
Here we go.
Robert Carson being ushered back. He is a team leader and looking to play peacemaker with some former teammates on that side. The pitch slipped, sailed all the way to the backstop, and Mitchell slid in under the tag of Clemens, and when he popped up, they ended up face to face. I think Mitchell clapped his hands instinctively, happy that he had scored and the Revs with a 1-0 lead. And Clemens took exception to him doing that so close to the pitcher and got in his face about it. And now, in unison, a whole group of Revs pitchers walks back to the bullpen. Meanwhile, the position guys climbing back into the dugout. And now I think the umpires getting together to figure out, are they going to allow Dent to third base? But there was never time called. It's certainly 1-0. There's no question about that. But does Dent take 2 bags on that wild pitch? He took the second one while the little skirmish was developing at home plate.
Yeah, and as always, the skirmish ends with just some guys talking to each other. Was that Darryl Thompson down?
Yeah.
He was chatting with Polo and somebody else, but I haven't seen Mitchell that heated, and well, now warnings for each side, but I haven't seen Mitchell that heated since the day he got ejected here.
Well, here's my question. What is the warning? Can they not pitch inside the rest of the night?
Right.
What is the actual warning here?
I don't know how you... Normally, and I'm sure Mace is going to ask, but normally a batter needs to be hit for warnings to be issued.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Mace is like, hey, why are you warning us? Nothing happened. We didn't do anything. I mean, Southern Maryland, obviously, it's not like Clemens threw at anyone. It was just an argument at the plate. So that's interesting that the warnings come just after that.
Well, whatever explanation Mace got from Tehran, who is one of the good umpires in this league, and he seemed okay with it. My concern would be, do the pitchers have to watch how they approach this game because a warning's been issued? What if you hit a guy by accident?
Right.
Perhaps it's just a warning about other stuff. 1-0 on Castillo. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball, he tried to turn on that. Henry hitting at 200 through his first official 8 games played. Revs a 1-0 lead on that wild pitch. Clemens winds, fires, swinging a foul tip, back to the netting, 1-2.
I guess it's a little easier now to see how Paul Clemens got ejected in the middle of one of his starts. We got to start miking up players so we can hear what's going on.
He might be a rather intense competitor.
We need a plate mic. Is there any way we can stick a hidden microphone underneath the plate, dig a hole?
Well, there is.
Keep it on the home plate umpire even?
Yeah. Fox Sports, for the All-Star game, they have like 10 mics under the infield somehow. There's the wind and the 1-2. Breaking ball, misses high.
Well, I think it's great during the All-Star game how they interview players in the outfield now.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't know if they think it's great, but this is our first time seeing Clemens, so perhaps an intense fellow. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Fastball past Castillo. And Clemens with his chest puffed out as he struts off the mound after that fastball strikeout.
He's not going very fast back to the dugout.
He is not. The Revs have struck first, a run on 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 3rd, it's 1-0 York.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Now the Revs a 1-0 lead, and between innings, Tommy LaSwordfish was outperforming for the Superstars, and Jose Cuevas found himself involved in a dance-off with Tommy LaSwordfish and a number 45 for the Revs, who is one of the Superstars performers in uniform. And Cuevas and his cohort, they won that one. Tommy LaSwordfish tried to attack the Superstars fellow in the Revs uniform, and Cuevas wouldn't have that. He came to his defense, kicked Tommy LaSwordfish while he was down. He had to have way too much fun with that. As we start the third inning, Revs have struck first, 1-0, they lead it. And the first pitch from Atkins bounced foul over by the first base dugout. Francisco Rosario swinging early. Roger Diaz announced behind the plate for Cruz. Rosario hitting at 197. Here's the 0-1. And that's in for a strike, a cutter. He is a switch hitter. And again, hitting 197, but he's had a couple big hits against York, including a walk-off. 0-2. And it misses down low. He holds up on the check, appealing down to third base. And now Tommy LaSwordfish is expelling some silly string into the crowd behind home plate from his body. It's the 1-2. And that misses down and away.
I like Tommy LaSwordfish. He wouldn't be allowed on Lancaster's dugout, though.
No, there would be a very menacing announcement made to get off that porcelain dugout. Pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball down, gets Rosario swinging. And there's one away. Atkins' second strikeout of the night. That's rule number 1 over in Lancaster. Don't touch that precious dugout.
I was shocked when we were in Lancaster to that message that was sent out. But, whatever.
It was a little kid, and it was so rude. I mean, they were looking out for his safety, but it was so menacing and booming. Here's Teodoro Martinez, who takes a first pitch strike. Lined out to left his first time. Here's the 0-1, and a breaking ball down low. Sugarland in Lancaster tonight playing 2. They were rained out last night. Our York Mitsubishi out of town scoreboard. The Skeeters lost the first game 5-2. Second game yet to start. Pitch is a little high, 2-1. Atkins, last time facing Southern Maryland, complete game shutout, 10 strikeouts, a 3-hitter in Waldorf July 6th. He walked none as he misses down low, 3 balls and a strike. 1-0 lead early on for him tonight.
Remember, at one point in the season, you and Mace were talking about calling one of Atkins' start in Long Island, I think it was, as one of his signature start of the year. Well, he's bested that.
Oh, yeah. Here's a bloop. Shallow right center, and Alexi sliding back, unable to grab it. Great effort as Martinez floats one over. Alexi going back, went into an over-the-shoulder attempt on a slide with his back to home plate, and he got close to it, had to grab it on one bounce. Edwin Garcia up next, who was hit by a pitch his first time. Atkins, a complete game shutout. He joined Zach Groats as Revs who have done that this year, both in 9-inning games. Pitch to Garcia is up and in. Couple of other scores right now. Long Island leads the Road Warriors 1-0 in the third. Somerset has scored in the first, 1-0 over New Britain. Pitch, runner goes, it's fouled back just over the netting, and then it'll come back down into the crowd, 1-1.
It looks like that the Blue Crabs are going to try to test the throwing arm of Roger Diaz. Now, Luis Cruz hasn't done a great job of throwing out runners this year, but anytime you get a new catcher in the game, regardless of who it is, I think you're going to try to run on him, and that's what Southern Maryland looks like they're doing.
Now time asked for Martinez, who went in sliding at second, needs a moment. Atkins, that start in Waldorf, he took a 2-hitter into the 9th. 3-hit shutout it was. He throws over and Martinez diving in. It was the 9th complete game shutout in Revs history, 6th in a 9-inning game. The only other time there have been 2 in one season, 2011. Sean Garceau and Lorenzo Barcelo, but Barcelo's was a 7-inning game. Pitch is a little bit high, 2-1. So Atkins and Groats marking the first time in Revs history there have been 2 9-inning complete game shutouts in 1 year. For Mitch, it was the 5th career complete game for him, first shutout. Now deals, runner goes, it's fouled back off the netting. And it's 2-2. His first complete game since 2014 when he was at Double-A with the Braves. His 3-hitter, the second fewest hits allowed in a 9-inning complete game shutout in Revs history. Chris Waters had a 1-hitter at Sugarland September of 2012. There's the stretch, the 2-2. Breaking ball, a little high. And Mitch was the first in Revs history to strike out 10 in a complete game shutout. It was his first 10K game with no walks since 08 at AAA Iowa as he fires over. Martinez a playful swipe at Nash, trying to tag him while on one knee.
A decade apart with those two gems.
Now the stretch. And the payoff pitch, runner goes, swinging a broken bat flare. That's going to get into shallow right center. Martinez reads it, never slows down. He'll go to third. So a bloop hit from the number 1 hitter in the order. Now a broken bat flare that lands on just about the same blade of grass in shallow right center, and it's first and third with 1 out.
That's a tough break because Mitch makes a pitch there getting inside on Garcia. But Garcia is able to fight it off. And Harris, no center fielder is going to play that shallow where he's going to get to that ball. And even with his speed, he's not getting there. But plays it in front. And now a double play gets you out of the inning. We know Mitch can work out of jams.
Here's Frank Martinez, who reached on an error in the first. And Atkins the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. One of the traits about Mitch, even going back to early in his career from scouts, is his toughness. He is a quiet guy, but on the mound that intensity comes out. He is very much a competitor. Here's the 0-1, and a fastball misses away. He doesn't show it outwardly all the time, but you think back on jams that he's been in this year. His competitiveness level is very high. He does not give in. 1-1, fastball up and away, just missed. One to nothing, Revs lead it here in the third inning. Atkins trying to wiggle out of this threat. First and third, 1 out. Here's the stretch, the 2-1. Breaking ball, chopped foul, first base side. Bench coach Joe Walsh, who does the first base coaching, knocks that one down. He's got all of the runner's gear in the left hand. Knocked the ball down with the right hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harris, meanwhile, going to retrieve something that was lost from the lawn in right center. Pitch. Swing and a looping pop down the third base side just behind the Blue Crabs bullpen, and that sent a fan into his seat. It went right through his hands.
That's an error. I think it hit off the chest too.
He went from thinking he was going to catch it to going into self-defense mode. A mid-flight decision. Two and 2 it stays, with arguably Southern Maryland's best hitter at the plate. The pitch, swinging a ground ball foul, first base side again, and Atkins not giving in an inch. I came to find out earlier this week that Earlier in his career, Atkins had teammates that gave him the nickname Dial-Up because he talks slow, like a dial-up connection. It's the 2-2. Runner goes from first, a swing and a miss. Diaz throws down. Dennis, short hop, tag attempt, can't get him. And with the throw going down to second, Martinez comes in to score. We're tied at 1. And based on the reaction, I don't think the throw was supposed to go down to second. Dent was not breaking to the bag right away. Atkins looked in confused. And the game is tied on a double steal on a strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that hurts right there. Not a throw that needs to go down, especially after the strikeout. Would have been second and third and 2 outs. And now a tie ball game, a lot different situation.
Garcia at second, Griffin the hitter. First pitch is a cutter right there for a strike. Griffin lined out to left his first time. I think that one was supposed to be held on to. And Dent had to handle it on a short hop, and by the time he picked it and then tagged, Garcia was in and no chance to throw home. Pitch is in the dirt, breaking ball buried. Diaz down to block it. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a 1-1 game here in the top of the third inning. Atkins excellent in a no decision last time. 6 innings, 1 run, just 3 hits at Sugarland. And now fires, and a swing and a miss. Good late life on that cutter away. It's 1-2. Atkins parts of 3 years in the big leagues, 32-year-old from Brown's Summit, North Carolina. Says there's a post office somewhere. He fires, and a swing and a pop foul, back out of play. It's not so much a town, he says, but kind of the name of an area in North Carolina. I believe he said it's somewhat near Greensboro. And now he'll lift the leg, turn and look. Garcia back at second base. Trying to get out of this with only the 1 run scoring. Long look into Diaz. And steps off again, and he'll ask for Diaz to come out and chat. They have to get on the same page with a runner at second base. Our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report tonight. Revs with Frank DiGiulio Jr. out for the year, the elbow surgery. Jay Goss is back, building up to pitch. He did not need surgery. Dr. James Andrews telling him that. That is great news. Tyler Clark in the DL with the finger damage. Luis Cruz leaving tonight's game early.
Well, it was good to hear from the best, Dr. James Andrews.
Yeah, really.
If he says you don't need surgery, you do not need surgery.
Yeah. On the stretch from Atkins. The 1-2. And a cutter, strike 3 called. Started in off the plate at Griffin, ran back and froze him, and Atkins strikes out the side in the third inning, but a run scores, and the Revs will be a bit frustrated that one came home. Probably should not have. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's a 1-1 game.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. 1 try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the third inning, a 1-1 game, and Alonzo Harris will lead things off. Top of the order for the Revs. He walked, stole second, but was left on there in the first inning. The Revs then did score when Mitchell came home on a wild pitch last inning after a double. Blue Crabs tie it on a double steal that probably should not have occurred. First pitch to Harris is outside. And he had a really good approach and a really good plate appearance in that first inning. He goes up there with a plan. He's looking for something. Seeks it out. The 1-0 taking, and that's low. And he can either be a very aggressive leadoff hitter, the 23 home runs last year, or he can be very patient when the situation calls for it. Here's the 2-0, and that misses away. He was gearing up, but Clemens was off the plate with it, 3-0.
It looks like he's always ready to hit, even if it's a straight take situation. He'll get in that hitting position and at least start the motion of his swing.
And taking here, there's a strike.
I'm sure he's still trying to get a feel for the batter's box and the zone here. He's been playing in Mexico all season. I'm sure the baseball down there is a little bit different in how the game is played and what pitching he sees.
Pitch here, taking again. It's a strike. He's seen a lot of pitches these first 2 at-bats. He was with the Tigres de Quintana Roo in Mexico.
Right, and it's important for a guy to see a few pitches his first couple times up and just to get readjusted.
3-2. Swinging a foul tip into the backstop, able to cover the plate and protect on that one.
Looks like he's trying to go yard. Yeah. I mean, and not to say he's up there just trying to hit homers, but I mean that's an aggressive swing up there. Doesn't look like a guy who puts 23 homers out in a season.
He doesn't get cheated, but he is really strong, pound for pound. 3-2, and it misses away. And he'll flip the bat aside and head to first. He is an athlete. Some of the plays in the outfield he made last year were mind-boggling, and also played football growing up. But he once told me he got more concussions in baseball, and he had to miss some time on those with slides at second. And he has played a good bit of second base in his career.
That is pretty wild to hear.
Yeah. He has walked twice tonight. He's on again. Pitch to Casillas, fakes a bunt and misses high and away. Alexi a strikeout in the first inning. Harris wasted no time stealing second in the first. He did not go first pitch this time. Maybe thinking that there'll be a little more on to him. Nope, there he goes. Pitch is a called strike, throw to second, and he's in. Head first slide, just gliding into second base ahead of the tag. He's 2 for 2 in steals. And a potential go-ahead run out there again with nobody out.
It's like MLB The Show, I'm telling you. It's get on, get over. Any way you can, and then you just steal. He'd have 99 speed probably in the video game.
He is an unbelievable talent. Now Casilla will ask for time. He was trying to advance Harris in the first inning, trying to pull one, but struck out on a couple of curves. 1-1 here. And Clemens sets and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And this time he might have been sitting curve. Clemens went fastball, and Casilla swung through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, looked a little late on it. Clemens, who we mentioned that big trade to Houston, he did make it to the majors. He's ready. Long set, another look back at Harris. They cut from behind at short, and the throw was off the mark. Garcia really had to reach. Harris had the hand back anyway. Clemens made it into 66 Major League games, debuted with Houston in 2013. Got a win in his first career game, a 16-9 win against the Mariners. Here's the stretch. 1-2, and a swing and a chopper right side. That'll move him up. Big hop. Sonko comes into glove, turns and flips to Clemens heading over to first. Harris moves to third base with 1 away, and Alexi does his job.
That'll work, and that's all he needed to do. And he's the perfect 2-hitter because when he goes up there, he handles the bat so well, he can pretty much pick where he wants to hit it on the field and do it almost every time. Good pitch awareness at the plate, good pitch selection. All he was trying to do was slap one over there.
And now Melky with an RBI opportunity. Fly to right his first time tonight.
It's an ideal top 3 in the order now with Harris, a guy who's led off more than Mitchell, even though Mitchell did a great job in that spot, and Casilla, who's been in the 2-hole all year. And the team's leading RBI guy number 3. I mean, Mesa gets this run in. That's exactly the recipe that is going to lead to success at the top of the lineup for this Revs team moving forward.
And the only infielder up right now is the first baseman. First pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball up. Clemens challenging Mesa. 94 there. Clemens in 48 games with Houston, 16 for the Padres, 2 for the Marlins in his big league time. Here's the windup, the 0-1. And a swing and a high pop-up, shallow right center. Rosario out from second. Harris is tagging. Right fielder Martinez catches. He's going to try it. Throw home, and he scores standing on a pop fly that barely got into the outfield. Alonzo Harris jets home, and he puts that 99 speed to use. And the biggest smile belongs to Melky Mesa. It's not an 0 for 1, it's a sac fly in shallow right center, and that dugout loves it. It's a 2-1 Revs lead.
Well, there was no doubt that he was going to tag on that one. Nonchalantly went back to the bag, but you knew he was tagging, and he made it look easy. I just can't help but laugh that he goes in standing. I mean, and he thought nothing of it, the way he ran into the dugout.
Here is Telvin Nash. Curveball that bends across for a strike. It's the right fielder Martinez, who Harris tested and beat. And never slowed down, just zipped straight into the dugout like he did so many times last year.
All business.
Nash a foul out to first, his first time tonight. 2-1 York. And the 0-1. Breaking ball hit deep to left field. Forget about it. Way out of here. Telvin Nash, his 3rd home run in 2 games back. And an absolute missile over the arch nemesis. 3-1 York on Nash's 3rd home run in 5 at-bats. Here this season, the 47th of his Revs career.
Man, he's fun to watch. It's special to see a guy with that much power and is that strong. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. He doesn't hit many wall scrapers, does he?
Oh, no. Oh, no. And those two have electrified this crowd. It's 3-1 York. And he has just tied Chris Nowak as Dotel takes a curveball inside but called a strike. He has just tied Nowak for the second most home runs in PeoplesBank Park history with 31. There's the windup, the 0-1, and it breaks down and away. Andres Perez, the all-time leader, 38 in this building. And Nash, in 5 at-bats this season, has hit 3 to tie Nowak for second. 1-1, and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit for Dotel. And I think everybody on the team has some pep in their step right now. Base hit for Wellington. He's been swinging the bat great anyway.
Yeah, it's easy to see that these guys are having a lot more fun playing. I mean, not that they weren't having fun early in the year, but even more so now that they got the guys back. Even Jay Goss, who's back in the clubhouse, can't pitch yet, but he's back. And just to have the personalities back, and I can attest to it. I was in the clubhouse a couple times yesterday, and there was just different vibe about it with Telvin back in there. He introduced himself to me right away, just energizing personality to be around.
Not the vibe of a group that had no sleep.
Nope.
Here's Jared Mitchell, and there goes Dotel. First one's down and in. Maddox can't get a throw off. Stolen base, number 3 for the team tonight. The second one this inning. Zoe has 2, Dotel with 1. That is Wellington's 15th of the year, 14 of those with York.
A lot of guys that can run on this team.
Well, there's 40 games left, and this offense is going to be a must-see event. By the way, Nash has now homered in 4 of his last 6 at-bats in this building. If you go back to September 29th, that's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, it's always fun when we can go back to September 29th talking about that on the broadcast. We've done it as much as we can, talking about Grant Sides.
Any excuse
Telvin,
I get.
Yeah.
There's a ball in the dirt, 2-0. Any chance I get to bring up that day, I do. Well, Harris's run scored. As we talk about where these guys place in Revs history and all of that, 90th run scored in his Revs career. His run scored last year led the league. 5th most in a season in team history. Here's a ball down low on Mitchell. And he's got a 3-0 count on which to work. Zoe's got a ways to go to get into the career top 10 in runs, but for what he did in one season, one of the greatest individual seasons in league history. There's a fastball inside, and Mitchell walks. And after the little skirmish last inning, Mitchell stares back at Clemens and flips the bat aside as he heads to first base. The best revenge would have been to get him out, and Clemens unable to do so. James Frisbee will head to the mound and pay a visit. 4th walk from his starter tonight.
Clemens hasn't been sharp. It's been no secret, and the Revs have been really patient at the dish. And a lot of credit to Alonzo Harris this inning, even in the first inning, working those lengthy at-bats that turned into walks, setting the tone.
That walk might have been a little personal for Mitchell after last inning.
Sure.
And the team is certainly, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or in general, but they are certainly highly focused and highly energized here tonight. The crowd helps too. Great atmosphere tonight as we finally get some good weather for a Saturday. Here's Roger Diaz, first pitch, fastball taken for a strike, his first at bat. Luis Cruz had to exit last inning. Certainly hope it's nothing of great consequence, but Diaz in there now. The 0-1. Oh, look out, high and tight. Thought that was going to keep running in on him, but he didn't really bend back out of the way, just let it go past his whiskers. He is 4 for 18 at the plate, hitting .222, 5 games played in 2 stints with York. Now the 1-1, and that's down low. Revs a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. On the stretch from Clemens. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, a high fastball. His pitch count now at 70.
It got up there pretty quickly, and all of a sudden, but quietly has those 4 walks, and he's spread them out over the 3 innings. But the Revs have done a good job cashing in so far. With just 3 hits, they have 3 runs on the board.
I'm told by one of our cohorts, Brett Petrak on WOYK, that Talvin's home run hit the chimney of a house.
That's awesome.
It's the 2-2 in the dirt, and a defensive stab at Maddox. He thought he was going to wear that one. Makes the pick. 3-2. Runners will get the head start. 3-1 the lead. It'll be Dotel from second, Mitchell from first, with terrific speed on base, getting a head start on this pitch. 73rd pitch in 3 innings for Paul Clemens coming up. He stretches and delivers. Inside ball 4. Diaz is on, and the base is loaded for Ryan Dent.
I'm surprised Frizz hasn't come out of the dugout and yanked Clemens yet, but he clearly doesn't have it tonight.
That's his 5th walk, 2nd in a row. Last year when the lineup featured a couple of these guys that have just gotten back, they were a big inning, strike at any time and pounce type of team. And if Dent can hit one in the gap somewhere, this would be a big inning. Already 2 runs home, up 3-1. From the windup goes Clemens. First pitch is upstairs. Dent a walk his first time, and with each ball, the pressure mounts on Clemens, who's got nowhere to put him. He'll walk behind the mound. The Blue Crabs will now get some bullpen activity.
Well, and that answers my question of why Clemens wasn't yanked yet, is no one's ready.
Now nods yes. The wind, the 1-0. And it's down and away, and he pauses staring in, but he's missed with so many that a borderline one there does not go his way. 2-0.
No need to swing right now. There really just is not.
Now the wind and the pitch. Down and outside, ball 3. And he has to throw a strike, or the Revs will have a 4th run on the board against him. 3-0.
Dent might as well put the bat down right now. Maybe for the next 2 pitches.
Clemens is in real trouble. Dent digs in. It's a 3-0, and it's outside, ball 4. 4-1 York. 3 walks in a row, 6 total, 4 of them this inning. And Dotel comes home with the 3rd run of the inning. It's 4-1.
And now I got to believe the Revs are a little bit in Paul Clemens' head, and that's part of the reason why he just has not been able to find the strike zone at all this inning. But it's mostly walks this inning, but take the runs any way you can get them.
Ryan Dent picking up RBI number 36. It's Shane Watson who's up in the pen. He threw 1 pitch before the delay last night. Here's Henry Castillo, and that first pitch is high.
An RBI the easy way for Ryan Dent. He likes that. But this would be a good spot for Henry Castillo to pick up another hit in a Revs uniform.
Mitchell starts running in from third to distract, and Clemens misses high again. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, you know Mitchell's having fun with that over there.
Trying to think how many in a row this is. It's at least 7, maybe 8 in a row that he's missed with. Here's the 2-0. And a called strike in. Castillo was backing up, but Clemens got it. He did strike out Castillo last inning. 4-1 the lead. Bases loaded for him here. Here's the 81st pitch in the first 3 innings from the Blue Crabs starter. And it's way high. 3 balls and 1 strike. With still nowhere to put him.
He's lost it. He's lost complete control of the strike zone. And the Revs wisely are not helping him out at all. There's just no reason to swing. And Ryan Dent, a great job seeing 4 in a row. The 2 guys before him, Mitchell and Diaz.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a deep drive, but it's foul. Down the line in right, and Henry Castillo hits one onto the clubhouse roof. But he was just a hair early, or it would have been 8-1.
Yep, that had the distance. And now we got to get Milton to go get that ball back.
I don't know if you can find it. Oh, man.
That was a shot.
Well, we see what kind of pop he's got. 3-2, runners ahead start. The pitch, swing, and he pops it up in the infield. Shortstop Garcia, second baseman Rosario in front of second, makes the grab. And that will end the inning. But the Revs score 3 times, 2 hits. They do leave them loaded. And that was clearly a strike that Castillo swung at on 3-1. He didn't help Clemens out in any way. But the Revs a 4-1 lead as we go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play. 4-1 York at the end of 3.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with tropical shaved ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Coatman. Coatman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Top of the 4th inning from PeoplesBank Park in downtown York. 4-1 lead for the Revs over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Michael Marcantonini with you on the broadcast. Mitch Atkins out for another inning of work. He has a 3-run lead to work with now after the Revs put up a 3 spot and sent 9 to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd. Paul Clemens, the starter for the Blue Crabs, threw 38 pitches in the inning. Walked 4 batters as well for Atkins' first pitch of the inning. A strike over the outside corner to the right-handed hitting Angelis Nina. Nina in left field tonight 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. It's Nina, Songko, and Vaughn, 5-6-7. Now Atkins waiting for the sign from Diaz. The 0-1 pitch fouled off. It's 0-2. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for the Revs. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Blue Crabs. The Revs took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd. Jared Mitchell scored on a wild pitch. That made it 1-0. Crabs came right back and tied it in the top of the 3rd. They did that on a double steal on a strikeout and a throw down to second that Roger Diaz probably should have held on. 0-2 pitch, grounded up over Mitch Atkins, off his hand out to second. Casilla has it up the middle, throws to Nash at first. A 1-4-3 ground out to start the inning. Mitch Atkins got a piece of that one with the tips of his fingers on his throwing hand. and did a good job not deflecting it in another direction. Casilla was right behind him, fielding that one on the backhand, through to first, and in plenty of time to get Nina. So like I said, 1-4-3 on that put out. There's one out here in the fourth. Normally when a pitcher will go up like that, he doesn't do it with his bare hand. Atkins got lucky that didn't squarely hit him in the palm or deflect off a finger, something like that, but either way, it works out. One out, no one on in the top of the fourth. Revs a 4-1 lead. Here's Angelo Sonko, the first baseman. Sonko was at first last night as well. Hitting .243 on the year coming in. Fastball that misses high and away. It's 1-0. Sonko was 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored in the suspended game from yesterday, but those stats not official, so nothing that happened yesterday is official yet, but it will count when the game is resumed on Sunday. 1-0 pitch, grounded to Nash at first. He waits back on it, flip to Atkins covering, 2 up, 2 down. 3-1 on the put out there. Easy play for Telvin Nash, who made an error earlier, but it did not come back to bite the Revs. Now with 2 outs and no one on, here's Corey Vaughn, the center fielder. Vaughn, an excellent defender, was one of the Blue Crabs All-Stars this year. Is not hitting for a high average at all. Just .207 on the year, but he has 12 homers to lead the Crabs. He's also driven in 28 runs. He's had a lot of success against the Revs this year. He's been a Rev killer. Had 3 extra base hits, including 2 homers in a game against the Revs at PeoplesBank Park. First pitch, fastball inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Revs lead at 4-1 over the Crabs, top of the fourth. Vaughn hitting .333. He's 9 for 27 against the Revs this year. 0-1 pitch misses outside that, makes it 1-1. Vaughn has 3 homers and 8 RBIs against the Revs this season. 21 total bases. He's also walked 5 times. Has doubled 3 times. Hitting for a lot of pop. Handful of extra base hits, 11 in total against the Revs. 6 in total. 1-1 pitch upcoming. Here it is from Mitch. That's a fastball inside right there. Diaz a good hold. 88 on the gun from Mitch. And it's 1-2. 2 outs and no one on, top of the fourth inning. Revs up by 3. It's 4-1. Vaughn is the K-man tonight. We'll see if Mitch can pick up strikeout number 5. Swing and a miss, he does. Fastball right down the middle. Corey Vaughn can't catch up to it, and Atkins gets the K-man. 1-2-3 inning for Mitch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one reaches base in the top of the fourth. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. The Revs up by 3. It's 4-1. Stick with us on the broadcast.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with the friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the fourth inning from PeoplesBank Park. It's the Revs 4 and the Blue Crabs 1. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for the Revs. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Crabs. Mitch Atkins has looked really good through 4 innings. He struck out Corey Vaughn with a heater right down the middle to end a 1-2-3 fourth inning. He has 5 strikeouts in the game. And Mitch is looking for his team-leading 8th win of the season. So far, so good for Mitch through 4 strong. And Alonzo Harris, the Revs' leadoff man, will lead off the top of the 4th. It's Harris, Casilla, Mesa, 1-2-3. Harris making his season debut for the Revs. No official at-bat yet. He's walked twice. He's also stolen 2 bags and scored a run. New pitcher into the game, Shane Watson for the Blue Crabs. He misses low and outside to Harris to start the AB. It's 1-0. Watson, a right-hander, former Philadelphia Phillies farmhand, takes over for Paul Clemens, who lasted just 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned. A 1-0 pitch to Harris, low and away. It's 2-0. Clemens only gave up 3 hits and struck out 2 batters, but he walked 6, including walking 4 batters in the 3-run 3rd inning for the Revs. And that's what really did him in. 4-1 Revs, bottom 4. Harris at the dish. Defense guarding the lines. The 2-0, fastball in for a strike. It's 2-1. Harris has seen a lot of pitches in each of his first 2 plate appearances. He worked 3-ball counts in both. I should say full counts. Obviously, it was 3-ball counts. He walked twice. Ran the count full both times. Right-handed hitting center fielder awaits the 2-1 from Watson. Leg kick and the pitch way outside and low. It's 3-1. Well, Harris was excellent last year for the Revs, was the Revs team MVP. He was the Atlantic League Player of the Year and Baseball America's Independent League's Player of the Year. Hit .315 with 23 homers, 145 total hits, 244 total bases. 52 of those 145 hits were for extra bases. The 3-1 coming up, low and away, ball 4. 3 walks in 3 plate appearances, all leading off innings for Alonzo Harris. And one of the questions coming into the year was who was going to lead off for the Revs all year, and Jared Mitchell did a phenomenal job in that role. But now that they have the guy that was their leadoff hitter all of last year, things are looking even better for this Revs offense. So Harris on first again. He'll take a moderate lead, but with him, a moderate lead can be turned into a huge secondary and then a big jump going to second. Here's Casilla. Harris looks runnerish. He doesn't go. Casilla shows bunt. Pulls back to take inside, 1-0. That bunt attempt from Casilla prompted the 3rd baseman Frank Martinez to come in a little bit. And the middle infielders on alert. Garcia and Rosario for the Crabs with Harris on base. Sanko, the first baseman, holding on Harris. Now move over to first. Harris dives back safely. Watson, and this is his 6th appearance against the Revs already this season. That ties Jason Creasy and Ryan Chafee for the team lead in appearances against the Revs. He's 1-0, the .415 ERA over 4 1/3 against the Revs in 2018. 1-0 coming to Casilla. Harris goes, bunt attempt pulled back, throw down to second, not in time. Harris slides in safely head first with his 3rd stolen base of the night. Ties a team record for most stolen bases in a game this season. Jared Mitchell did it not too long ago, and it takes Harris 1 game to tie the team record for steals in 1 game this season. Mitchell stole 3 in Game 2 of the doubleheader in Lancaster on July 17th. That was a game that the Revs won. They dropped the first game. 1-1 the count now on Casilla. Harris at second after his 3rd steal of the night. 3 walks, 3 steals, and a run scored. No outs in the inning. Casilla shows bunt. He stabs through that one, misses it, and the count's 1-2. The last pitch on the steal attempt from Harris was a called strike. The count now at 1-2. So Harris with 3 stolen bases in a game. Nash last night 3 extra base hits in a game that's only 5 innings old. Those both tied team highs in their respective departments this year. Talk about making a statement in your first game back. Breaking ball outside to Casilla. And then Nash last night went homer, double, homer, 4 RBIs. The only other Rev with three extra base hits in a game this year is Mitchell. He did it on July 29th at Sugarland, 2 doubles and a triple. 2-2 on Casilla now. Pitch from Watson. Pitch inside, but Casilla fouls it off, chops it toward the Revs dugout, and the count remains knotted at 2. 4-1 lead for the Revs, bottom of the 4th here at PeoplesBank Park. This is the second game of a 3-game series, but after tonight it will be the first completed official game of the series. Game 1 yesterday was suspended in the bottom of the 5th. It will be resumed on Sunday. Harris on second with no outs. The 2-2 to Casilla. Pitch low in the dirt. Casilla tried to check, but the home plate umpire, Jorge Terran, is going to say Casilla went around. Casilla is going to stay there and plead his case because from up here, I'll admit it did not look like Casilla went around. He did not ask for help from the third base umpire, Brian DeBrouwer. And it's Jorge Terran that rings up Casilla, who is still arguing with Terran. Nothing heated. Sure, he just wants an explanation of how Terran thought he went around, but he will head back to the dugout. It is a strikeout swinging. First strikeout of the game and first out recorded by Shane Watson. That brings up Melky Mesa, the team's 3-hitter. Mesa a sac fly to right center his first time up. That gave the Revs the lead again at 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Harris still at second, this time with 1 out. Revs up 3. Mesa at the dish. Here's the pitch from Watson. Fouled off out of play. It's 0-1. Mesa hitting .320 with 11 homers and 45 runs batted in now with the RBI tonight. Melky scored 2 runs in last night's ball game, was 0 for 2 with a walk. But again, those stats not official from last night. Not yet, that is. Harris a big lead. He takes off for third. Pitch is taken. No throw down to third. Alonzo Harris slides in safe at third base. His 4th stolen base of the night. That sets a team high for stolen bases in a game this year, and we're only in the 5th inning. Alonzo Harris flashing his speed early on. 3 walks, 4 stolen bases. He's scored a run, and he's 90 feet away from scoring 1 more. Harris last season was 5th in Revs history in runs scored. Scored 89 on the year. Chance to score his 2nd today as Mesa fouls one off. The count's 1-2. In the stolen base department, Harris stole 31 in 114 games. Well, he has 4 so far in 1 game. And if he gets on base again, I'm sure that number is going to continue to climb. 31 all of last year. Already has 4. 1 more and he's pretty much a 1/6 of the way there. Pretty impressive how much speed he has. I mean, no chance to get him at third really on any of the throws tonight. 1-2 to Mesa. Flicked foul down the first baseline past Robert Carson, who's coaching first base. That was a half-hearted check swing from Mesa, and he breaks his bat. Didn't shatter that thing, but I think it cracked, so he will get some new lumber. Dotel hands him a new bat. The count is 1-2 on Mesa. Alonzo Harris is on third base. He walked to lead off the inning, stole second, just stole third a couple moments ago. The Revs already a 3-1 lead in this one in the bottom, or a 3-run lead. They lead at 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Telvin Nash is homered in this game. It was a solo shot. His 3rd already in 2 games with the Revs. 1-2 pitch from Watson. Low and away to Mesa. It's 2-2. Now the storylines yesterday were Nash and Harris returning. Nash played and had an excellent season debut. Harris did not. He had been traveling throughout the night, so he got the day off. But he's in there tonight. Him and Nash both making statements again. And the incumbents for the Revs have had good games as well. Mesa looking for his 2nd RBI of the night. 2-2 pitch from Watson. Mesa chops it out to short. Garcia is going to wisely go to first as Harris trots in home, and it's another RBI for Melky Mesa. An RBI ground out, 6-3 on the putout. The Revs now lead at 5-1 here in the 5th. Or the 4th, excuse me.
First baseman, number 23,
2 runs scored in the game for Harris. Mesa, another RBI. Now with the bases empty and 2 outs, here's Telvin Nash. Homer to deep left his first time up. Watson comes set. First pitch to Telvin, big swing and a big miss on a fastball up in the zone. Melky Mesa 0 for 2 now tonight, but he has a pair of RBIs. Give him 46 now on the year, did a job there getting in Harris. The Revs manufactured that run because of Harris's speed. Another run coming in without a hit. 0-1 pitch from Watson coming to Nash. Here it is. Off the hands into shallow center field. Coming on is Vaughn. He won't get there, a base hit. Telvin Nash, his 5th hit in just 2 games with the Revs. He's 5 for 6. No slowing this guy down. A bloop single to center, and with his power, Vaughn has to play deep out in center. And Nash just drops one right in. Pretty impressive to watch. A guy that strong is able to fight off a jam shot into center for a knock effortlessly. Now a man on first and 2 outs for Wellington Dotel. Revs lead at 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Shane Watson in his first inning of relief. In relief of starter Paul Clemens, who went just 3 innings. He gave up 4 of the 5 runs. Short lead for Nash. He's being held on. First pitch to Dotel. He sends it into right field, a base hit past the second baseman Rosario. Nash moves up 90 feet to second base. Dotel at first, his second hit in as many at-bats. The Revs now with 5 hits in the ball game. 5 runs on 5 hits. They've also walked 6 times as an offense. That brings up Jared Mitchell, who walked his last time up, doubled and scored a run in the second inning. He scored the first run of the game for either team. Man, this offense is fun to watch when they get going and start spraying the ball all over the field. That's what's happened tonight. Taking advantage of walks, patient approach at the dish. 2 on and 2 outs for Mitchell. First pitch he sees, he chops out to first base. Waiting back on it is the first baseman Sonko. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. 3 unassisted on the putout. But the Revs get 1 more run on Melky Mesa's RBI ground out. Alonzo Harris 2 more stolen bases and another run scored. Give him 4 steals and 2 runs on the night. So after 4 full, it's the Revs 5 and the Blue Crabs 1. Stick with us on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Michael Marcantonini back with you on the broadcast. Top of the 5th inning from PeoplesBank Park. It's the Revs 5 and the Blue Crabs 1. I want to give a big shout out to my guys Jake and Seth, who came to visit me today. Just brought a tub of fries to the booth. Not that I need them, but I do appreciate the gesture of the fries here at PeoplesBank Park. Mitch Atkins back out to work in the 5th. He'll be in line for the win if he can get through this 5th inning. He's allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, and the 1 run he allowed probably shouldn't have even scored. Came on a double steal Well, that's what it goes down as officially that happened in the third inning after a strikeout and a throw down to second, while Roger Diaz probably should have held on to. That's the only run for the Crabs. The Revs, meanwhile, have scored 5 times. They got 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Alonzo Harris, the story tonight, making his season debut. He's stolen 4 bases, 2 in the 4th inning. He's walked all 3 times he's been up to bat. He's also scored 2 runs, and now the Superstars continue their act on the field. That's pretty funny to watch. Somebody just got swallowed by Mackerel Jordan, not Michael Jordan, it's Mackerel Jordan, the fish, and somebody was just coughed up by this Superstar, and he ran out to right field. So some hysterics going on in the field with the Superstars in attendance tonight doing their in-between inning promotions and acts, so that's always fun to watch. It's 5-1 Revs, top of the 5th. Mitch Atkins will face 8-9-1 in the 5th for the Crabs. It's Craig Maddox, the catcher, Francisco Rosario, the second baseman, and the leadoff man and right fielder Teodoro Martinez. So 8-9-1 for Atkins, as he looks to get through the 5th and qualify for his 8th win of the season. Has a 4-run lead to work with. Maddox, the catcher, 0 for 1, hit into a 3-6-3 double play his first time up. Revs got into the Crabs bullpen early. Paul Clemens, their starter, went just 3 innings. Now Maddox swings at the first pitch and comes up empty on a fastball. It's 0-1. The Blue Crabs have the same exact lineup 1 through 9 that they did last night. Everybody in the same spot in the order. Everybody in their same positions. The 0-1 misses outside. It's 1-1, which made it really easy today getting the lineup straightened out. Craig Maddox last night had a 2-run single in the first inning in that 6-run first off Dominic Severino. Michael Click struck him out looking later in the game. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good changeup from Mitch, 77 on the gun. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Revs lead it by 4. They're up 5-1 in the top of the 5th. Mitch looking to hold the lead. Pitch, fastball misses low. It's 2-2. I mentioned Alonzo Harris's big night at the plate and on the bases. Well, Telvin Nash is 2 for 3, a solo homer and a single. Single came his last time up. He's 5 for 6 through 2 games with the Revs. Pretty impressive there. 2-2 pitch, fought off the hands. Ryan Dent out, leaps, does not come up with it. It gets into left center, a base hit. A heck of an effort from Dent out at short. He timed his jump well, but that was just over his outstretched glove. A bloop Texas Leaguer single for Craig Maddox to lead off the inning. It is the first time tonight that the Blue Crabs have had their leadoff man on against Atkins. It's only the 4th hit he's allowed. Not many hard hit balls off Mitch tonight. He's looked really good. And this is a Blue Crabs team that he's had a lot of success against. Darryl mentioned earlier the complete game shutout, 10 strikeout, no walk, just 3 hits allowed on July 6th, right before the All-Star break in Southern Maryland. It was his 5th career complete game. As he starts the new batter, Francisco Rosario, off of the ball, 1-0. Castillo, the third baseman, is way off the line and a little bit up in front of the third base bag. Revs pinch for 2 up the middle. Jam shot out to Casilla at second. Throws to second for 1, and that's all they'll get is the lead runner. Casilla went to his left to field that ball on a hop. It was a humpback liner. Spun quickly through to Dent covering at the bag. Plenty of time to cut down Maddox, the lead runner. No chance for a return throw to first. Dent wisely held on to it. So Rosario safe at first after the fielder's choice. 1 out and a man on here in the 5th inning. Mitch threw a 1-2-3 4th inning. Faced the minimum in the 2nd, allowed a single, but got a double play ball. So twice tonight he's faced the minimum. He can still do that here in the 5th. Here's Teodoro Martinez, takes a called strike, a curveball over from Mitch, 78 on the gun. 0-1 the count. Opponents hitting just 274 against Mitch coming in this year. And I say just 274 because that number was way over 300 at one point this year during Atkins' early season struggles. Right-handers have hit only 222 against him. He's really locked up right-handed batters, but lefties has been a problem. 347 for left-handed hitters against Atkins. He does give up a lot of extra base hits, 24 on the year, 13 of them home runs. Another move to first, and diving back safely is the runner Rosario. The ball skips away from Nash, a hard tag attempt that knocked the ball out of his glove, but he picks it up before Rosario can think about going to second. 5-1 lead for the Revs, top of the 5th inning. Game 2 of this 3-game series, but Game 1, which was started last night, has not been finished. They'll be finished tomorrow. Range suspended game. 0-1 on the batter, Teodoro Martinez. Revs pinch for 2 up the middle. They've already turned 1 double play tonight. A pop-up foul out of play. It's 0-2. 1 out in the inning, and Rosario on first after the fielder's choice. Atkins leads the Revs in innings pitched this year. Was at 89 2/3 coming into the game. And coming in tonight, had worked 15 innings against the Blue Crabs in 2 starts. I mentioned the complete game shutout. He's only allowed 5 hits in 15 innings against the Crabs this year. He's 1-0. Has not given up a run. Did not give up a run in 5 scoreless against the Crabs earlier this year. Now Martinez, a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Atkins gets the curveball in there. Martinez wasn't ready for it, and Atkins gets strikeout number 6. This time looking. 3 of his 6 punch-outs have been of the looking variety. Martinez will head back to the dugout. Here's Edwin Garcia, the shortstop, hit by a pitch his first time up, singled and stole a bag in the 3rd. Garcia back at short again tonight. That's where he was last night. 2 outs and a man on first. Revs up by 4, top 5. Pitch, fastball way inside, almost clipped the jersey of Garcia. It's 1-0. Atkins with the 6 strikeouts tonight has 82 on the season. He has not walked a batter tonight. He has only 22 walks this year. Diaz sets up outside. The 1-0 fouled off down the right field line. It's 1-1. So 82 strikeouts and only 22 walks. That's 3.7 strikeouts per every walk allowed. Good numbers there. Atkins does give up a lot of hits, though. 96 hits allowed in 89 2/3 coming in. Now the 1-1 pitch to Garcia. Fastball misses high. Diaz comes out of the crouch to grab it. That one 89 miles an hour on the radar gun. Mitch has lived around 88, 89 tonight. He can get into the low 90s. 2 outs in the inning, man on first. The 2-1 pitch. Line drive left center field. Dotel shaded in the alley. Dives, lays out, makes a spectacular catch. Wellington Dotel, full extension in the alley. And he takes extra bases away from Edwin Garcia. Probably saves a run. Dotel was shaded way over towards left center, but even so had to full out extend for that one. Made an unbelievable catch in left center. Alonzo Harris was there for the backup, but Dotel didn't need it. A bang-bang play, a web gem from Dotel to end the top of the 5th inning. Keeps a run off the board, and after 4.5, the Revs still lead at 5-1. Stick with us. We're going to the bottom of the 5th next.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 5th from PeoplesBank Park in downtown York. Roger Diaz leads off the inning for the Revs. It's 5-1 York over Southern Maryland. Shane Watson stays in the game. First pitch fastball outside corner, 0-1 now on Diaz. Well, the top of the 5th ended with a bang. Edwin Garcia hit a line drive to the left center field gap. Wellington Dotel made maybe the best grab we've seen all season from a Revs defender. Full out extension about 5 feet off the ground in left center to come up with that grab. I mean, it was spectacular. Probably more than 5 feet, honestly. I mean, maybe 6-7 feet off the ground. He's just full out extension in the left center field gap. Saved extra bases, saved a run, and kept it a 5-1 game. 0-2 the count now on Diaz. Diaz came into the game to catch for Luis Cruz in the 3rd inning. Slider misses off the plate. It's 1-2. Cruz started, hit a ground ball to second base for a ground out in the 2nd inning, and then came out of the game after that. Did not run all the way down the line. Looked to be in some sort of pain, whether it was hamstring that it looked like he was grabbing last night or his back, something seized up, who knows. But he left the game with an apparent injury, and it's Diaz behind the dish as he takes a breaking ball off the plate. It's 2-2. 5-1 Revs, bottom 5. The Revs have not trailed in this one. The game was only tied for about a half inning when Southern Maryland tied it at 1 in the top of the 3rd. Revs came right back with 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Revs got 1 more in the 4th. 2-2 pitch to Diaz, fastball high in the zone that Diaz fouls off. And the count remains 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. No outs in the inning. Diaz, the leadoff man, swings and misses at a slider low and away. And that's out number 1 in the inning.
Shortstop, number 17, Ryan Dent.
So with 1 down and no one on, here's Ryan Dent, the shortstop. Revs lead at 5-1, bottom 5. Diaz strikes out to start the frame. Watson gets him. Pitch low and away. Here's Dent. He's walked twice and also driven in a run with a bases loaded walk his last time up. First pitch he sees, he swings at and fouls it to the backstop. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Dent at the dish. Pitch from Watson, breaking ball low and away, and it's 1-1. Well, Dent's had a really solid season for the Revs. He has 9 home runs on the year. That's 4 more than he had all of last year in a 140-game season. He didn't play in 140, but that's how many were on the schedule. He's driven in 36 now, with the bases loaded walk earlier tonight. A 1-1 pitch coming up. Here it is from Watson. Hard chopper out to short. Almost eats up the shortstop Garcia, but he makes the play, throws over to first. Out number 2 in the inning, 6-3 on the put out. So 2 up, 2 down for Shane Watson, who Gave up 1 run in the 4th in his first inning of relief. Has gotten the first 2 guys here in the 5th. So here's Henry Castillo, the third baseman. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, swinging and a pop-out. Castillo, a switch hitter, batting left. Got the start at the hot corner tonight. The pitch, fastball that misses, low and away. Castillo was at second base last night, was spelling Alexi Casilla a bit in the infield, and that's how Mace has used Castillo since bringing him on board. Is pretty much played every night over the last week, but in different positions, different spots. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, it's 1-1, and he's also used Castillo off the bench later in games for defense. And Castillo's done a good job. His main position is third base, but he can play shortstop and second base. Played all 3 in the minors in the Diamondback system through his handful of seasons there. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball over. Good curveball there at 79 from Watson. It's 1-2. Revs up 5-1, bottom 5. They have not trailed in the game. Telvin Nash has a solo homer. Alonzo Harris has scored 2 runs. He has 4 stolen bases. Melky Mesa's plated 2 runs. Watson steps off. Count is 1-2 on Henry Castillo, the 9-hitter. After him, it'll turn back over to Harris. Castillo, a native of the Dominican Republic, as are a handful of the guys on this Revs roster. And of course, Polo, the team's third base and bench coach and hitting coach. He does it all. Castillo specifically from Santo Domingo. Same hometown as Isaias Tejeda. 1-2 pitch, popped up, left field and shallow, ranging over is Nina towards the line. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 inning for Shane Watson. He keeps it a 5-1 game, but we are through 5 complete, and the Revs are ahead by 4. We'll go to the top of the 6th. It's the Revs 5 and the Blue Crabs 1.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC. 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Moving along here on this Saturday night at PeoplesBank Park, Michael Marcantonini with you on the broadcast. 5-1 Revs lead, top of the 6th inning. Mitch Atkins back out for another inning of work. He's been awesome tonight. He's allowed just 4 hits, and really none of them hard hit. He allowed a hard hit ball which Wellington Dotel eventually made a diving grab on in left center to end the top of the 5th inning. But other than that, not a lot of hard contact against Mitch tonight. He's pretty much cruised against this Southern Maryland team that he's had a lot of success against this year. This is his 3rd start against the Crabs, and he's only allowed 1 earned run. And with the 5 innings tonight, it's 1 earned run in 20 innings against the Crabs this year. And it's an earned run that really, should not have scored. Came in on double steal earlier in the game. That's the only run support for the Blue, or the only run for the Crabs tonight. The Revs, meanwhile, have 5. They got 1 in the 2nd. Jared Mitchell scored on a wild pitch to give the Revs a 1-0 lead. The Revs scored 3 runs to untie the game in the bottom of the 3rd. That was the inning where Telvin Nash hit a solo homer. And then 1 more run in the 4th inning. Melky Mason RBI ground out. Atkins will have the heart of the Crabs order here in the 6th. 3-4-5, Frank Martinez, John Griffin, and Angeles Nina. Martinez calls for time. Atkins was taking a little while to start the inning. It's a 5-1 lead for the Revs. Revs looking to get back to 500 with a win tonight. First pitch of the inning, fastball over for a strike. It's 0-1. Martinez hit a home run in last night's suspended game, a solo shot to right center. Now he takes low for a ball. It's 1-0. Martinez homered to lead off the 2nd inning. It was a 6-2 game when he led off with the homer to make it 7-2. But after that, Michael Click retired the next 12 batters he faced. Mitch Atkins misses inside with the ball. It's 2-1. Go back a little bit. Dominic Severino gave up 6 runs in the top of the 1st last night before Click came in and got the final out. The only base runner or hit Click allowed was the Martinez homer. Then 12 straight in a row retired. 7 of them strikeouts. And now Atkins, speaking of strikeouts, gets a strike over to Martinez, who swings through the 2-1 pitch. It's 2-2. See if Mitch can get strikeout number 7. His last time out against the Crabs, he struck out 10 in the shutout. Could be on his way there tonight, and it gets number 7 right there. In the dirt, low and away. Diaz blocks it. He'll have to throw down to Nash at first. A strikeout and a 2-3 putout. Strikeout number 7 for Atkins. It's the 2nd time that he's gotten Martinez tonight. 1 out and no one on here in the inning. That brings up John Griffin, the DH. Left-hander Tommy Shirley, who has spent the beginning and really a majority of the season with the Lancaster Barnstormers up in the Blue Crabs pen. Shirley came over from Lancaster in a recent trade as this ball is launched foul out of play down the left field line. It had home run distance, but just a foul ball off the bat of John Griffin, and the count is 0-1. 1 out, no one on. 5-1 lead for the Revs. Atkins just struck out Frank Martinez for his 7th of the game. Now Griffin hits a chopper out to Castillo at 3rd, backhands it, throws to first wide, and it pulls Nash off the bag. Griffin safe on the play. They're going to call that an E5, an error on Henry Castillo. 2nd error of the night for the Revs. And with 1 out, a man will be on first base. Brings up Angeles Nina, the left fielder. Castillo has made a couple errors so far in his short time with York, but he is an upgrade for the Revs defensively. Zach Wilson, who was released not too long ago, was struggling defensively this year at 3rd. Jose Cuevas has not been great over there. So Castillo provides some youth and some versatility on the diamond, but his throw pulls Nash a bit off the bag. And Griffin is safe at first because of it. A good job by Nash to come off the bag to get that ball, instead of trying to play hero, hold the bag, and have it end up going into right field. 0-1 the count on Nina, the switch hitter batting right. Atkins set, and the pitch. Fastball fouled off down the right field line. It's 0-2. The Revs will pinch for 2 up the middle with Dent and Casilla. The one double play the Revs have turned tonight came to end the 2nd inning. It was a 3-6-3 double play. Nash to Dent, back to Nash. So Dent and Casilla pinching for 2. Castillo over at 3rd is a few steps, about a body length off the 3rd base line and back a couple steps. The first baseman, Nash, is holding on Griffin. In the outfield, Dotel and Mitchell are straight away. Harris is a couple steps in and shaded towards right center. 0-2 pitch to Nina. Breaking ball called, strike 3 on the inside corner. Nina didn't like it. Atkins loves it. Strikeout number 8 for Mitch. And there are 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th inning. Nina now has gone down on strikes for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 3. Both strikeouts looking. And Atkins now his second inning with multiple punch-outs. He struck at least one batter out in every inning except the second. And he has 8 in the game. That's pretty impressive when he can get on a roll. Had 11 strikeouts and just 1 walk through his first 2 starts against Southern Maryland. Give him 19 Ks and 1 walk in 3 starts combined. And he gets a slider over there. First pitch to Angelo Sonko, the new batter. It's 0-1. Revs lead at 5-1 over the Blue Crabs. The Blue Crabs' only run against Atkins came in the 3rd inning. They have just 4 hits against the righty. And he's rolling right now. 2 outs and a man on first. Pitch from Atkins, change up low in the dirt. Diaz keeps it in front, it's 1-1. Atkins, his last start, 6 strong innings, allowed just 1 run on 3 hits with 5 punch-outs and a no decision against Sugar Land on July 29th down in Texas. He's worked at least 6 innings in 6 of his last 8 starts. Looking to make that 7 of 9 if he can get 1 more out here in the inning. As a cutter misses outside, it's 2-1. Atkins has allowed more than 3 runs only once in his last 9 starts. And that was a start where he allowed 4 in just 3 2/3 innings against Sugar Land 2 starts ago. But he's been dominant. Swing and a miss there on a fastball. It's 2-2. 87 right there. The velocity is not up tonight, but Mitch has been effective. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first. Revs lead it by 4 in the 6th. Atkins already has 8 strikeouts. Can he make it 9? Chance to strike out the side for the 2nd time tonight. Mitch set, and the pitch. Fastball fouled off. It remains 2-2. Revs only have 5 hits in this game, but they have 5 runs to show for it. 6 walks issued by Paul Clemens, the starter for Southern Maryland, have helped as well. Atkins set. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball out to deep right field. Jared Mitchell just look up and watch this one sail out of here. Angelo Sonko. A 2-run home run. A 2-2 pitch from Atkins that he leaves out over the plate. Sonko blasts it onto the Revs clubhouse out in deep right field. And it's now a 5-3 game. Well, it's the 2nd time this season that Atkins has given up a home run with 2 outs and 2 strikes on a batter this deep into a ball game. On June 30th against Somerset in Game 2 of that doubleheader, he was just about to get through 6 innings with allowing just 1 run, but then gave up a 2-run homer. He gives up the 2-run tank to Sonko. Sonko's 2nd homer of the year, give him 21 RBIs now. And just like that, it's a 2-run ball game. 5-3 the score here in the top of the 6th, as Atkins will look to get Corey Vaughn to end the inning. Cutter over the heart of the plate. It's 0-1. Well, both teams have now homered tonight. A pitch from Mitch. Cutter as well, low and outside. And the count's 1-1. Ricardo Gomez is getting loose in the Revs bullpen. It's first time the Revs have had bullpen action tonight. 1-1 from Atkins. Fastball misses high. It's 2-1. So all of a sudden, a 5-1 game has turned into a 5-3 game. And it was never out of reach for Southern Maryland, but the way Mitch was pitching, the way the Revs offense has operated tonight, it was more than a comfortable 4-run lead, but now at 2 runs, things getting a bit dicier. We're only in the 6th. 2-1 pitch is fouled off the glove of Diaz to the backstop, and the count goes to 2-2. So we're back at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The last time that happened, Atkins gave up the homer to Sonko just a few pitches ago. Chance to get Vaughn now. He has homered 3 times against the Revs this year. Now he pops this one up, shallow right field. Mitchell coming on. This should end the inning, and it does. So Mitch Atkins allows a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run homer to Angelo Sonko, which cuts Southern Maryland's deficit in half, but Atkins comes back and gets Vaughn to fly out to end the threat. We've played 5.5 from PeoplesBank Park. Mitch Atkins is through 6, and the Revs lead at 5-3.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to fuscoprobaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Bottom of the 6th inning in the middle game of this 3-game series. Revs lead the Blue Crabs 5-3. Mitch Atkins served up a 2-out, 2-run homer to Angelo Sonko in the top of the 6th inning. Left the breaking ball a little bit too much out in front of the plate. Sonko didn't miss it, and it cut the Revs lead in half. It's now a 5-3 Revs lead in the bottom of the 6th instead of 5-1. But again, it is still a lead. The Revs got maybe the man of the night, man of the hour, Alonzo Harris at the plate to lead off the top of the 6th inning against left-hander Tommy Shirley, new pitcher for the Blue Crabs. He came over from the Lancaster Barnstormers not too long ago. He's in relief of Shane Watson. First pitch to Harris, fastball way outside and high. It's 1-0. Harris is 0 for 0 tonight, no official at-bat. He's walked 3 times. He's scored 2 runs and stolen 4 bases, which is a season high for stolen bases in a game for the Revs this year. 1-0 pitch, Harris takes, it's 1-1. And Shirley comes over from the Lancaster Barnstormers. He's in his 9th pro season, 2nd in the Atlantic League. Been with Southern Maryland for about a week now. And the 1-1 pitch, Harris swings and pops it up foul out of play. And still getting used to swinging that bat here again in PeoplesBank Park. He hasn't needed to swing much tonight because he's walked all 3 times he's been up at the dish. Stole 1 base in the 1st inning, 1 base in the 3rd, and stole 2nd and 3rd in the 4th inning. Ended up scoring on a ground out. 1-2 now on the right-handed hitting Harris. The left-handed throwing Shirley cocks the glove over his head. The leg kick and the pitch, swing and a miss. A good changeup from Shirley. And Harris is down on a big cut there. So finally an official at-bat for Harris in this one, but not the way he wanted it to end. He goes down swinging for out number 1. Brings up Alexi Casilla, who's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts tonight, which is pretty unlike Alexi. His last strikeout was called for a swing on a pitch that he looked like he really did check on, but did not get the call. Alexi turned around to the right side to face Shirley. Alexi waiting patiently. Now he calls for time against Shirley. Now finally the first pitch of the AB is over for a ball. It's 1-0. Shirley was a 9th-round pick of the Houston Astros in 2010. Did not allow an earned run in his first professional season, went 17 scoreless innings in 5 starts. 1-0 to Casillas, swung on and missed, changeup down in the zone. It's 1-1. Spent 6+ years in the Astros system, made it to AAA, finished the 2016 year with the AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Then turned over to the independent landscape after that. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out on Casillas. Revs lead at 5-3 here in the 6th. Pitch from Shirley, breaking ball, misses away. The third baseman, Frank Martinez, is really hugging that third base line against Casillas. Garcia playing in the hole at short. Big hole between short and third. First baseman, Sonka, way off the bag at first. The 3-1. Off the hands, out to short. Garcia gobbles it up. Throws sidearm over to first in time to get Casillas. Another 0 for so far tonight for Alexi. And when I say another, I mean because he ended the Sugarland series with an 0 for, but he does not get a lot of those. But he is 0 for 4 tonight. The second ground out of the night. Brings up Melky Mesa with 2 outs and no one on. Revs lead it by 2, a 5-3 lead. Revs could have a lot more. They left the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. They left 2 on in the 4th. But no one on here in the 6th to leave on. It's because Tommy Shirley's looked good since coming into the game as he misses low with a changeup there to Mesa. It's 1-0. Melky's driven in 2 runs without a hit tonight. He looks to change that, though. 1-0 coming from Shirley. Line drive laced down the left field line, but foul into the left field corner. Brian DeBrouwer, the third base umpire, was all over that one. And the count goes to 1-1 on Melky. Mitch Atkins for the Revs has gone 6 innings, allowing just 3 runs so far tonight. If that is it for him, he will leave in line for the win with a quality start. 1-0 to Melky, swing and miss. Another changeup from Shirley. The Revs have seen a lot of Tommy Shirley this year in a Barnstormers uniform, though, not with the Crabs. This is the first series meeting between the 2 teams where Shirley is a member of this Southern Maryland team. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Pitch to Mesa, blocked in the dirt by the catcher Maddox. It's 2-2. The Revs lead at 5-3. 1 run in the 2nd. They got 3 in the 3rd and 1 more in the 4th. Southern Maryland 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th. Each team with 5 hits. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no one on. Shirley, leg kick and the pitch, swing and a miss, change up in the dirt. Mesa flails at it. Maddox blocks it. He'll have to throw down to first, and he gets it there in time. A strikeout and a 2-3 put out. 2 Ks in a 1-2-3 6th inning for Tommy Shirley. We played 6 full from PeoplesBank Park. The Revs still on top. It's 5-3 York over Southern Maryland. Stick with us on the broadcast. Darryl Henry taking back over play-by-play in the top of the 7th. We'll go there next.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and a bistro offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the 7th inning, Mitch Atkins will hand it off after another fine outing tonight. Ricardo Gomez takes over. Revs a 5-3 lead. Gomez will wait for the bubble balls to be marched off behind the gate in right. And Craig Maddox is up first. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Gomez ready to go. First pitch. Swinging a line drive over the leaping Nash at first. A base hit to right. Mitchell cuts it off shy of the corner. Maddox is 2 for 3 though. And the tying run comes to the plate right away. It was a tough series, to say the least, for the Revs bullpen in Sugar Land. Gomez had a couple of tough outings there. Looking to get back on track tonight. Atkins' line, he went 6, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, only 1 was earned. No walks and 8 strikeouts. 100 pitches, 64 strikes. 36 balls. Here's Rosario, and a fastball just inside, missing. Rosario, the number 9 hitter tonight, has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. Top of the order due next. As Gomez delivers, and a fastball a little high, 2 balls and no strikes. In Sugar Land, the last 4 games, the Revs bullpen 13 1/3 innings, 19 runs. 14 were earned. The 2-0. And a liner over Gomez's glove, and that's going to find the middle. Base hit center field, and Gomez had to duck. The fact that it was back toward the pitcher initially made it look like it was hit harder than it was. It hit the infield dirt on the way down, but found the opening up the middle. Back-to-back singles, and the Blue Crabs have the first 2 men on here in the 7th inning. We go to the top of the order, and Fletch will pay a visit here. And now a bunt is an option for Teodoro Martinez to try to advance both runners with it being a 2-run game. Gomez last 4 outings, 4 1/3 innings, 6 runs, only 3 earned. One of his outings in Sugar Land, he was charged with 3, but they were all unearned. And he was last in on Wednesday night, went 2 innings in that one. 1 run given up. And the entire bullpen unit is looking for some good home cooking coming off that visit. Martinez 1 for 3 tonight. A bloop hit in the 3rd inning, and he scored on the double steal, which was the only earned run for Atkins, one that probably should not have happened. Corners come in anticipation of a potential bunt. And Gomez is ready. Nash and Castillo both inching in. Martinez squares, pulls it back, and lays off low. He was going to hack. If the pitch was there, it was a fake. Revs do have further bullpen activity behind Gomez. I would imagine the plan was Rincon in the 8th and then Sides in the 9th, but we've got a situation here in the 7th. Here's the 1-0. It misses off the plate away. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for York. 3 runs, 7 hits. No errors for Southern Maryland, and it is Rincon who's loosening now. Gomez ready. And the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Martinez might have been trying to give them the lead. He's got 1 home run for the year, but An aggressive hack there on 2-0. Corners still have to respect the bunt possibility, but they're not in on the grass now. Now he shows it, and bunts foul over toward Edwin Garcia, who's on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a big second strike to, at least in theory, wipe away that bunt possibility. Revs leading 5-3 here in the 7th. Blue Crabs, though, greeting Gomez with a pair of singles. Ricardo stares in, nods yes, and Martinez will call time and back away. Now ready to go. And the pitch. Slider down and away. 3-2. Mitch Atkins in line to tie for the league lead and wins again. So far, a night that has seen Talvin Nash hit another home run in his return, and Alonzo Harris 3 walks and 4 steals in his return. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and it's fouled back upstairs. The 4 steals for Harris ties a Revs single game record. Wilson Valdez stole 4 in a game against Camden at home on June 14th, 2014. That was a 13-inning game, though. And unless this thing goes long the night, Harris could be the first to do it in 9. In fact, he did it in the first 4. Now ready. Another full count offering. And a fly ball toward the line in right. Mitchell giving it a look, but this will land in the front of the bullpen balcony section. And Gomez will gear up for another one. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Lancaster beat Sugar Land 5-2. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Barnstormers lead the second game 4-1 in the 4th. The Skeeters have headed to the northeast, and it's not the same so far. The payoff pitch, down and away. Tried a 3-2 slider and missed in the dirt. Ball 4. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here in the 7th inning, Martinez fouled off a couple of fastballs. Gomez tried to go 3-2 slider then, but missed his spot. And here comes Mace. Rincon is going to be coming in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Tying run goes to second. Go-ahead run now on base as well. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Here in the 7th inning, Revs with a 5-3 lead. The Blue Crabs with a massive threat. And we'll be back in a moment.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler Hot Dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler Bacon Wrapped Cheddar Dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York.
Well, a bit of a predicament for Junior Rincon to try to work out of. Bases loaded, no outs. Revs a 5-3 lead. Rincon this year has stranded 5 out of 10 inherited runners. And he's got him loaded with no outs. Number 2 hitter Edwin Garcia coming up. Rincon has been fantastic. Last 13 outings, no earned runs in 12 1/3. 11 of those 13 have been scoreless. Just 2 unearned runs on that stretch. ERA is going from 3.38 to 2.23. Opponent's average from 2.47 to 2.04. But he's got 3 on board before he comes in tonight and starts Garcia with the hammer. It is a first pitch curveball strike. Garcia was backing away, not expecting that. When Rincon commands his curveball, he is lethal. The 0-1, swinging a chopper to short. Dent waits back, gloves, tosses, turn, got him! Run scores, but they'll take the trade. 6-4-3 double play. It's a 5-4 game, and Rincon gets 2 outs on 1 pitch. Taylor made to Dent.
That's a heck of a trade right there to take that double play, and that's all Rincon really needed to do was come in, just get a chopper like that, easy turn, and that's a trade you'll take any day. Even though it is a 1-run game now and the tying run is on third, it's not a ball you can go home on, and it's a smart decision to play the infield back and now just let Junior Rincon go to work. He has first base open, so if he falls behind Martinez, doesn't need to.
Starts him off with a curveball. It is strike 1.
Well, I was saying, doesn't need to, press and say he's got to get this guy out. A right-handed hitter on deck that might be a better matchup. Who knows? But a lot better after that double play.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball beaten foul over on the first base side. He's used the curveball early on both hitters. And against Martinez, the switch hitter batting left, it's an effective pitch against both sides. Martinez 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts against Atkins. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a dribbler. Hit softly to second. Alexi scoots up. Gloves, sidearms in time. Inning over. And the Revs are still in front. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Only the 1 run scored. 1 run, 2 hits, tying run left at third. Stretch time here at the bank. Harry Canary is in the press box to our right. He's going to lead, take me out to the ball game. It's the Revs 5 and the Blue Crabs 4.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make 1 call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
of the 7th, Talbot Nash will lead things off. Revs with a 5-4 lead. Middle third of the order. Blue Crab bullpen has retired the last 7 straight. Watson retired his final 4. Shirley a 1-2-3-6. He stays in. And a lefty for Nash to face as he looks at one up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Nash tonight 2 for 3. And hammered a home run to left in the 3rd. There's the overhead wind, the 1-0. And a swing and a miss on a fastball. We don't know what he'll do the rest of last night's game. It'll be finished tomorrow, but so far he's got 3 home runs. He had it in his first 5 at-bats back. He is 5 for 6 at the plate. Overhead wind up, the 1-1, and a swing and a miss. A little bit fooled in the changeup. And the home run in the 3rd made it 4 in his last 6 at-bats in this ballpark, going back to the championship clincher last postseason. He was Championship Series co-MVP. There's the overhead wind, the 1-2, and that misses up high. And in the playoffs last year, tied Revs' postseason records with 3 home runs, 8 driven in. Dotel and Mitchell will follow. Here's the 2-2. And that misses down low. It's a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes on Nash. Revs a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Now the wind, the 3-2. And a missed outside. He's on base. Chucks the bat away. He's got his first walk, and he will do a ton of that. He is among Revs leaders all time in walks as well, and it's a power hitter with a high on-base percentage, Michael. That's a great mix.
Hey, no surprise why he walks so much. I mean, first 5 at-bats back in a Revs uniform, and he hits 3 home runs, so it's no secret that guys are going to walk him and not want to pitch to him. But a guy that can just do so much with the bat, and I mean, it's incredible to see what opposing pitchers will try to do against him to keep him from hitting the ball way out of the ballpark.
Now here is Dotel, and first pitch, that misses down low. Good cover, Michael.
Yeah.
If people only knew what was going on up here.
Find something to talk about.
What the heck is happening? Dotel 2 for 3. Pitch, that's in the dirt, and skips behind Maddox. And Nash will move up to second base, a wild pitch. So now an insurance run in scoring position. And Maddox will head out to talk with Shirley and get on the same page with signs here with a runner at second. Well, I think the return of these 2 from last year is going to have a huge impact on everybody else. Pitches to hit, guys to advance. We've seen the benefits already tonight. 2-0, and it's a called strike in on Dotel. He's got a stolen base tonight. Mesa's got 2 RBIs without a hit tonight, so see a direct impact there. Harris scoring on both of those.
Pretty easy to do when Harris just steals second, steals third, and then comes home.
Here's a breaking ball. That's outside, 3-1.
And it adds such a big dynamic to this Revs offense when they can almost, in a way, rely on scoring runs without hits based on Harris's speed.
A sac fly and a ground out getting him in tonight. The 3-1. Swinging a ground ball sharply at short. Nash will break for third, and he'll move up. Productive out, Dotel. Garcia throws to first. Shortstop handles it. And it was just enough toward the middle, just enough behind Nash to where he could take off, and Garcia didn't want to risk having a non-force attempt. He throws to first. Here comes James Frisbee. Nash at third with one away for Mitchell. Now they had a righty up.
Well, it looks like Frizz is just going to talk things over with Shirley here. And, you know, unless the righty they have up has great numbers against lefties, it wouldn't make sense to yank Shirley from the game here. But you just never know.
That is Jason Creasy who's loosening. And Shirley's been good since joining Southern Maryland, former Barnstormer. Now an opportunity for Mitchell, who's 1 for 2, double and a run early in the game, also a walk tonight.
Tonight's winner is Katie Pasco.
3 outings for Shirley so far, 1-0 and 5 2/3 scoreless innings. And so far tonight, adding an inning and a third scoreless to that total. So he's begun his Blue Crab career with 7 scoreless, but he is responsible for Nash at third. The whole infield comes in. And the first pitch to Mitchell in the dirt. Maddox has to drop down, blocks it over to his right. 1 ball, no strikes. Revs tonight have drawn 7 walks. 2 of those so far have scored. Harris with both, but Nash at third. They're trying to cash in on another one of those. 1 ball, no strikes. Shirley ready. All 4 infielders up. The pitch. It is off the plate away. Mitchell will have a selective count. Shirley overall 4-2 with a 5.43 ERA, including his time in Lancaster. 18 outings, 8 starts. Now ready, the 2-0. And a swing and a miss. Kept that one away from Mitchell. Shirley 6'5" lefty from Western PA. 2 balls, 1 strike. Made it to AAA previously, is in the Astros and Tigers systems. It's the 2-1. And it breaks down and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike on Mitchell. Roger Diaz is on deck. Revs a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And Shirley the stretch. The 3-1. And a swing and a fly ball right center field. Nash will head back to tag. It's not deep. Martinez has to come way over, though, and his throw will skip to the plate late. Nash scores standing, and the Revs offense with its 2nd sack fly of the night. Jared Mitchell gets it done. It's 6-4 York.
Big insurance run right there. Jared Mitchell didn't get a lot of that one. Wasn't really squared up, but got enough of it that Nash was able to score. That's a big run, and that much more important, the wild pitch that Shirley threw earlier in the inning, which allowed Nash to get to second. Otherwise, Dotel maybe hits into a double play ball if he still hits a ground ball, but the Dotel out productive ends up being big.
Here's a swing and a miss. High fastball on Diaz. Revs base running tonight. One of the biggest reasons they lead this game, 6-4. There's the 0-1. And a liner the other way. Base hit right field. Over toward the line. Martinez chasing it. He'll cut it off. Diaz, though, with a hit. He's 1 for 2. Revs with their 6th base hit. That would have been his if not for the wild pitch, perhaps.
Right.
Although it could have been a double play on the ground ball earlier, but Frisbee will come to the mound, and that'll be it for Shirley. Now the Revs twice tonight, testing Martinez's arm and winning. And this time he had to go way over towards center field to get there. So Nash, he was going all the way, raced home ahead of the throw, and the inning is still alive for Ryan Dent as right-hander Jason Creasy comes in. Revs have put up an insurance run. They lead it 6-4. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Neighbors not so neighborly anymore? Sick of the size of your current home? Is renting feeling like a relentless waste of money? Agent Adam knows the feeling. With a 100% contract to close track record, Agent Adam and Housebroker Realty will sell your home quickly and help you buyers explore new home ownership with confidence. Go to agentadamsells.com or call 717-757-9999 and ask for Agent Adam personally. That's agentadamsells.com or 717-757-9999.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Creasy is ready to go. Ryan Dent is the first that he will face. Revs a 6-4 lead. First pitch from the righty, a swing and a miss. High gas at 94. Dent tonight 0 for 1, 2 walks. One of those forced in a run back in the third inning, his 36th RBI. Southern Maryland got a run in the top half. Revs recover it here. Diaz the lead from first. Pitch. It is swung on, fouled back. Creasy 1-1, a 3.34 ERA, including 3 outings with Long Island earlier in the year where he really struggled with the Blue Crabs. 1-1 with a 2.32 ERA in 36 outings just with them. He's pitched well there. With his second Atlantic League club this year, he comes set. Now the 0-2, Diaz running, and it misses up and in. The throw from Maddox, and Diaz slides in under the tag of Rosario. He's got his first Atlantic League stolen base. Give him the bag to take home.
It took him a while to get there, but he made it. Oh, caught everybody off guard there, and the Revs dugout loving it.
Maybe, and I mean no offense, he might be the last one that was expected to steal, but he's got his first. Here's the stretch. Revs with 6 tonight, and the pitch is lined to right field, and that's in. It's going to lead to a run, maybe. Here's the throw from Martinez, and Diaz scores standing. Oh, man, the Revs with another insurance run, lead it 7-4. And look at Roger Diaz picking him up and putting him down. Dent with the RBI base hit.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Pick up second. Otherwise, there's no way he scores from first on that ball. This Revs team has done an awesome job of getting guys over, getting them in, taking advantage of picking up extra bases, and it's led to a handful more runs.
6 steals as a team tonight. Bottom of the 7th, 2 runs across. Henry Castillo tonight, hitless in 3 at-bats. So he's looking to get in on the act. Dent, the RBI hit hard to right. Pitch to Castillo is up high. It's a 1-1 count. Previous season high was 4 steals for the team. Here's a backdoor slider for a called strike, 1-1. That was April 29th against Lancaster. The Revs with a season high. It is tied for the 3rd most in a game in team history. The 1-1, and that's in the dirt, handled by Maddox. It's their most steals in a game since September 1st of last year. They stole 6 in a game in Bridgeport. 6th time in team history they've stolen at least 6 in one game. They had 9 ones, 7 ones, and now another 6, which ties the third most. The 2-1 swing, and it's shot foul over by the bat boy on the third base side, and it ricochets airborne to Polo, coaching at third. 2-2. Alonzo Harris on deck. He's got 4 of those 6 steals, which ties a Revs individual single game record with Wilson Valdez, their all-time steals leader. 2-2, and a swing and a miss. Fastball down, gets Castillo to end the inning. But the Revs with 2 huge insurance runs coming on 2 base hits. 1 man left, and we go to the 8th tonight. It's York 7, Southern Maryland 4.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running. Flying feet. Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 up by 83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Seven for the lead. As we head to the 8th inning, Junior Rincon got all 3 outs in the 7th, facing 2 hitters, double play, and then another ground out. 1 inherited run scored, which was a great trade. He came in with bases loaded, no outs. And he'll work the 8th. First pitch to John Griffin is in for a strike at 92 with some tail. 7 for the lead. The double play producing a run, cut it to 5-4, but he held the lead and the Revs added 2 in the bottom half. The 0-1, and that misses in the dirt, skips away from Diaz, who all this excitement with Nash back and now the speedy Harris, he did not want it to be overshadowed tonight as he added some lightning himself on the bases. There's the stretch from Rincon. The 1-1, and a swing and a pop-up foul straight back. I know the additions have the fan base buzzing. They have opened a lot of eyes around the league. A lot of folks talking about what the Revs just did yesterday. And I think the offense is going to be must-see for the final 40 games this year.
I love where it's going. It's got us buzzing in the booth. Adds a little pep to our step.
A little bit. Here's a swing and a dribbler foul over toward Nina on deck.
And I mean, you needed it after that 7-game road trip. When was the last time you had a day off?
I don't remember. And I either needed that kind of pep or some artificial pep.
this kind is good.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's good that the league's talking about the Revs now, though.
Here's a ground ball to short. Dent charges, gobbles it up, and fires to first. 1 away. As Griffin grounds out, Junior Rincon has gotten 4 outs on 3 batters, 3 ground balls here tonight.
Rincon's been the MVP of the bullpen over the last probably 3 weeks or so. He's been excellent, and with some other guys struggling, he's helped pick up the slack. Has worked in pretty much that setup role since Sides took over as the closer, and he's been good with it, but he's also been able to come in games, get out of jams like he did tonight.
Now Nina, first pitch, that's in the dirt. Diaz turned and ended up backhanding it, but that thing was 94 in the dirt. That's a tough one to stay in on. Nina, 2 strikeouts looking with a ground out in between. That was all against Atkins, who is in line for win number 8. The 1-0. Oh, look out. Oh, man. Curveball hit Nina in the helmet. I thought he was going to be able to get down under it, but when it broke, it followed him on the way to the ground, hit him right on top of the helmet, bounced away. He is up to his feet, walking to first. Their athletic trainer, Lauren Eck, is trying to chase him. He's already at first base. Telvin Nash playfully tells Eck, oh, he's good.
I mean, even if it is a curveball, that hurts. Square off the top of the helmet. Anytime a guy gets hit in the helmet, you want to make sure he's okay, regardless of how hard of a pitch it was or what pitch it was.
Rincon was walking in right away. He checks over on Nina from behind the mound. He certainly didn't want to do that. But seems as though Nina is all right. And a 1-out base runner for Angelo Sonko. He's 1 for 3 tonight and finally hit his 2nd home run of the year onto the clubhouse roof back in the 6th inning. Made it 5-3. 2-run homer. Rincon the pitch. And it misses down low, a fastball. And the tying run is now on deck. 1 on, 1 out here in the 8th. Revs a 7-4 lead. Stretch from Junior. 1-0, runner goes, and it's a called strike. Diaz drops it, trying to transfer. No throw. It will be a steal for Nunez. So that takes away double play potential. And when you're down 3, you don't have to completely shut down the running game if you think you can make it. Base hit could at least make it a 2-run game. Nina takes a walking lead from second base. 1-1 to the hitter. And the pitch, oh, curveball slipped. That missed way high. Diaz had to stand, almost jump for it. And a couple of curves from Rincon this inning have slipped and flown way high. 2-1. The one that hit Nina was a curve. And now the pitch. Fastball, there's a strike. He nails Diaz's glove on the outer edge. That curveball on a warm night, if you get under it just a little, it can really slip and sail. Doesn't take much for it to slip to the extreme. The 2-2, and he buried that one. Did he go? Appeal to third, he held. On the check swing, says Brian DeBrouwer.
This is an important part of the game. Revs lucky they got those 2 insurance runs in the 7th, a little breathing room, but still a manageable game for the Blue Crabs trying to come back. Rincon just has to bear down right now, get these final 2 outs.
Trying to get it to Sides in the 9th. Here's the stretch. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball down. It might have been out of the zone, but Sonko goes after it. Big second out. Fastball at 92. And Corey Vaughn coming up will not be the tying run.
That's important because Vaughn has some pop. He's had a great season against the Revs. He's had a lot of success in this park as well. So the fact that worst case you make a mistake to Vaughn and he hits 1 out, you're still in the lead.
7-4 the score. Vaughn 1 for 3 on the night. Here's the stretch. First pitch. Swing and he pops it up foul. This will get out of play. First base side. And into the crowd, which is large tonight. 5,922. Season high. Just less than 6,000 tonight. It's the 0-1. And a ground ball to short. Dent to his left, gets square to it. Gloves, fires, inning over. Junior Rincon, 2 scoreless out of the bullpen tonight. He is asked to go 2 innings, and he does. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Revs 7 and the Blue Crabs 4.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIA-CREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
For the Revs lead it. 3 outs away from a big win, and the first with some of last year's catalysts being added back to the mix. Speaking of which, Zoe has to bail some chin music as he leads off the home 8th. Crowd won't appreciate that. He was squaring to show bunt and had to watch his lips as Chafee went high and tight. Zoe tonight, in his return, all he's done is walk 3 times and steal 4 times. Here's the 1-0. Swings and misses. He wanted to hit a home run after that first pitch. 4 steals tonight, 2 runs scored. He's 0 for 1, but what an impact already. Here's the wind from Chafee, the new pitcher, and he misses outside with Zoe shortening, but pulling back for a ball, seeing Frank Martinez way back at third. He may not know what Zoe's all about. First year for Martinez in the league, and Alonso can certainly bunt for hits. The 2-1, way high, as Chafee checks his fingertips after releasing it. Alonso has a chance at 4 walks, which would tie a Revs record as well. And then he can steal a 5th base. Here's the 3-1. And it's a called strike. Sounds like a great plan, but Jorge Teran calling one down low. And the fans didn't care for that either. 3-2. Trying to get on to start the inning. Here it comes. And a swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball. Harris hollering out in frustration. A pitch earlier. He thought he had ball 4, but he ends up striking out. But what a return tonight. The 4 steals tying Wilson Valdez for the club's single-game record. And if they get it done in 9, it'll be the first time that it happens in a 9-inning game. Valdez did it in a 13-inning game. Here's Casilla, who tries to bunt his way on, but bunts through it. He is 0 for 4 on the night tonight. I did have 1 ground out that moved Alonso, helping for a run early. Here's a pitch inside. He has to dance and almost went down. As he danced across home plate, a ball and a strike. Chafee working quickly. He backs behind the mound for a moment, resetting himself. He's 2-1, 4.11 ERA. 1-1, and a swing and a miss, a high fastball. He's got 3 saves as well. Walks are his problem. 46 innings, 24 walks, only 31 hits. Opponents have only hit 187. Leads the league with 46 outings. He fires. Breaking ball, fouled off upstairs on the third base side. The Blue Crabs in the 9th will have 8, 9, and 1. Maddox, Rosario, Teodoro Martinez. Grant Sides is getting ready for that. 7-4 is the lead for York. And Chafee the wind, the pitch. Breaking ball, tapped against the plate. It skips out front fair. Maddox picks up, throws it away. Down into the Revs bullpen. Alexi's headed to second. It's still down in the corner. He's heading for third base. And Polo's going to wave him. And it's still down in the corner. He touches home. Is it going to count? Silvio Martinez waving it off, saying that it did not go out of play, I believe. And Carson, the first base coach, signaling that his circle the bases should count. And it looks to be an 8-4 Revs lead. And Alexi Casilla has just bunted for a Little League home run.
I love it. Oh, man, I love it. Bunting for a Little League home run. And I was just thinking in my head, that's exactly what it was. But then when you say it out loud, it just sounds that much funnier. But
swinging bunt.
I saw Teodoro Martinez throw his hands up when Casilla was rounding second. But I don't know what there is out there for it to be lodged under, unless the tarp, I guess the tarp is out there now that I think about it.
Here's Mesa. He swings, fouls the first one back. Swinging bunt for a home run.
Well, yeah, they officially scored that a bunt single and a 3-base error on the catcher Maddox.
Wow. I thought for sure as he was approaching third, the throw would be coming, but it's the 0-1, and it misses away. And Teodoro, wherever it was, he was hoping to get a stoppage on that play, but it was still in play. Silvio emphatically was waving that it was still in play. Safe, the safe sign. There's a fastball in for a strike, 1-2. And Polo, hope his shoulder feels okay as hard as he was waving Casilla around. How's that for some excitement here in the 8th? The pitch, swing and a miss. Slider down low gets Mesa. So now an 8-4 lead, no longer a save situation for Sides.
First baseman number 23.
Here comes Telvin Nash for one more at bat tonight. Reminded me of Revs' first playoff series victory. Beat Somerset 1-0, and it was James Shanks bunting for a hit. Jason Belcher threw it into that corner, and Shanks got to third and then scored as Nash lays off high. Anytime a catcher comes out, spins, and throws high into the right field corner here in this park, folks will remember that play. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a towering fly ball to dead center. Vaughn backs up. This one's in the park. He waits under it and makes the grab. And Telvin Nash just missed. Just got under it. You can hear the oohs and ahs in the park when it leaves his bat. And it has a special sound when it comes off. But the Revs do add a run on 1 hit, 1 error, and an exciting Little League home run for Alexi Casilla to send us to the 9th inning tonight. Sides on his way in. It's the Revs 8 and the Blue Crabs 4.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
Hey guys, is it time to get your hair in the game?
Time to claim your spot!
Then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel and massaging shampoo.
Time to claim your spot!
So do your hair a favor by checking in online and arrive just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Get in line online at sportclips.com/check-in.
Time to claim your spot!
When you work with an independent insurance agent, you put the power of choice to work for you. Independent agents know several companies and their coverages, which means more options. And because companies like Donegal Insurance Group use the independent agent system, you not only get quality insurance, you also save money. The independent insurance agent system. Discover the power of choice. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head to the ninth inning. It is an 8-4 Revs lead. As Grant Sides is ready to go, pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Not a save situation tonight, thanks to that insurance run. 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Revs. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for York. The offense doing a great job of trying to put this game away tonight, and Sides will look to be the final piece to the puzzle in doing so. Craig Maddox will lead things off, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Maddox 2 for 3 with a run scored. And he is 3 for 5 in this series now. Sides pitch, it is high and away. Tomorrow we get started at 1 p.m., resuming Friday's game in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then after a break, the regular game will become a 7-inning game tomorrow. Doubleheader protocol. 1-0 and a swing and a miss. Fastball right by Maddox. Rosario and Martinez coming up also. Martinez in right. We don't know why he threw his hands up as early as he did, and Alexi just kept on running. There's the stretch from Sides. The 1-1, and it's line foul into the seats and left. Hopefully all are okay. I could not see that once it got past. Now they are calling for some help.
Oh boy. Yeah,
that's a damper.
That's tough because any time a ball flies into the stands like that, you brace that for nothing bad to happen. And hopefully that's just a precaution thing or nothing too serious. But to your point about last inning, how Teodoro Martinez just sort of gave up on that ball in right field. It is weird. I mean, it's not like it was a 1-run game where it was that important. I mean, a 3-run game at the time, still an important game, but you're taught to, even when you throw your hands up, to still go after the ball or at least be out there. But just gave up on it.
Yeah, I believe the individual that was hit there walked up the power under their own, or walked up the stairs under their own power. So, wish them the best. Got the round of applause. Everybody happy to see that. Now time called. Everybody kind of in reset mode here. 1-2 on Maddox leading off the 9th inning. Sides is set. And the pitch. Backdoor hook. Doesn't get it. 2-2. It was close. fireworks after the final out. There's the stretch from sides. Now the 2-2. Swing, and it's fouled back upstairs. Grant was last in on Monday night, saving the Revs' 7-6 win at Sugarland. He did so in 1-2-3, 2-strikeout fashion. He has been outstanding lately. He's ready. Another 2-2. Right down the middle for a ball. He was walking off the side of the mound. I think Maddox was waiting to be rung up. He was fooled on it.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Evidently so was Tehran.
That looked like it was right there. I mean, it was right down the center of the plate. Tehran obviously thought it was low, but that's there.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a foul tip squeeze. He struck him out. Strike 4. And 1 down here in the 9th.
Yeah, for good measure right there, coming back with the heater again.
Sides last 4 outings. He's got 3 saves and a win. 4 scoreless innings. And 9 strikeouts in those 4. Multiple strikeouts in all 4. Struck out the side the first game in Sugarland. Brian, our official scorer, has too much time on his hands. There's Francisco Rosario. First pitch fastball is in for a strike. The Revs, as he points out to us, and I'm just kidding because this is an awesome, unique nugget. They have 8 runs, 8 hits, 8 walks, and 8 left on base tonight. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by him. At 92 from sides, in on the hands. Rosario 1 for 3 tonight.
That is a great nugget from Brian, and I'm looking to see the walk. That's the most they've had in a game this season. The previous high was 7 on July 3rd against Sugarland.
Sweet. Pitch is down and away, just missed. 1-2. Well, for an 8-run performance, 8 hits is a pretty modest total, but right. Walks are on base just the same as a hit. And they've been selective tonight. Took advantage when the Blue Crabs couldn't throw strikes. 1-2. Swinging a foul tip squeeze. Back-to-back strikeouts for sides. It's his 5th straight appearance with multiple Ks. Rosario hitting himself in the front of the helmet with his bat. I'm not sure I'd recommend that, but that's out number 2.
Nope, definitely not something you would recommend, but it's frustrating when you go up there against a guy like Sides and just can't touch those pitches.
And now, 1 out away. Revs lead at 8-4 here in the 9th. Teodoro Martinez 1 for 3 with a walk. And Sides the pitch. Fastball right there, strike 1. He's throwing darts tonight. 93 on that one. Now looks in and ready. Here's the stretch. The 0-1. And a slider fouled against the screen. A strike away. 0-2 with 2 outs in the 9th.
Get them up on their feet. 5,922, all of them. Get them up.
Biggest crowd of the year here at PeoplesBank Park. A lot of the best nights are still to come. And for once, we got good weather on a Saturday to let all these folks come out and enjoy this. Sides is ready. He stares in. Here's the stretch. They set up away. The 0-2. Fastball misses way high. He was staring down his target and trying to end it right there. It's 1-2. Nearly 6,000 tonight. They've been treated to an exciting performance from the home team. Here's the stretch. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Blew him away on a fastball away, and the Revs return home officially tonight with an 8-4 win. And a big one at that. Grandside strikes out the side in order in the 9th inning. Mitch Atkins ties for the league lead again with his 8th win. Telvin Nash, another night, another bomb. And Alonzo Harris in his return, all he did was tie a team record with 4 stolen bases. And a big win across the board, putting that Sugarland trip out of their systems here tonight.
Oh, it's a huge win, a confidence-boosting win right there. You get a couple new guys in, some incumbents really helping out, finishing that win off. Rincon sides at the back end of the bullpen. You can argue they're the best 8th, 9th inning punch in the league, at least from what we saw tonight. They can be when they're on. And it was a fun night. Of course, Telvin Nash going deep again, as if we expected anything less, the way he flicks the wrist through the zone and just hits bombs. And then it's fun to watch Alonzo Harris at the top of the lineup. Overall, a great team win.
Yeah, Rincon and Sides, those two guys combining for 3 innings of no-hit ball in relief. And the Revs win it tonight by a final score of 8-4. Very satisfied bunch as they file through the victory line. And here in early August, a new look group looking to make a second half push. They get some of their all-time greats back yesterday before the game, both of them in there tonight. And the Revs, since those acquisitions, officially 1-0. Looking to complete a comeback tomorrow and a very unique 1.5 header tomorrow afternoon. 8-4 is the final score tonight. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.